Hello everyone and welcome back to Laurence Plays Factorio Space Exploration. Yes, it's time for another session of pounding my head against this game trying to work out what to do next. So, last week's session, how'd we get on? Oh yes, I went through here and built up the material science. This is material science 3. So that's being produced now and we're piping it over to this station ready to be passed off elsewhere. Hey Anton, hey Asmodian, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, so this is ticking over reasonably nicely. We're producing the science here as expected. Then over here, I made a bit of a start on the some of the precursors for the bioscience 3, so that's something else to carry on with today. And since the last episode, and also in the last episode actually, I set up a system here with spaceships bringing what was this one? Bringing iridium from wherever it is it comes from up to here. So let's have a quick look for that spaceship. I expect the spaceships generally to be sitting here, waiting, unloading, because they should, in theory, as long as there's decent supplies of everything, they should fly off quickly to the other planet, load up, then fly back here, and then sit here unloading until everything gets used up. And in this case, we seem to have basically used up all of this fuel, so that's a bit of a concern. Hey Ben, welcome to the stream. So let's try and let's have a look at oh, I need to show moons for this as well, don't I? No. Well, we're showing moons. Where is it? Kothar, that's the one. Okay, so this spaceship has filled up, but for some reason it hasn't lifted off. So this is a problem I was having. Well, I was having problems with this spaceship before, which I thought I'd solved. It wasn't coming the other way because I'd set up one of these. Yeah, this combinator here, it was telling it to go to a planet instead of a a moon. So that was a bit of a screw up. Ah, good. We're getting all of the monkey house in. That'll hopefully boost my numbers a bit. Asmodian is rather clearly another AFRJ person. Right, so let's try and work out why this isn't taking off. So it's not trying to take off for some reason. So this is going to be a start of the stream with me just staring at numbers and going, why isn't this working for 5 minutes? But hopefully, maybe even longer. Hopefully, we'll get this sorted and I can get onto building things again fairly soon, because that's the interesting part of this game, really. So this is the one that's telling it to fly back to the space station, but it's only getting one tick input at the moment. That seems. I don't know why that's not passing. That 10,000 doesn't seem to be. So we've got the 10,000, and that is presumably exactly 10,000. No, it's not. It's 512 stacks of 20. So that makes 10,200. Ah, that shouldn't be an equals. That should be a greater than. There we go. Blip. There we go. That's fixed that. So it had got to slightly over. Yes, it had got to a bit over 10,000 because there's 512 stacks in a warehouse, not 500. Okay, that sorted that one out then. Okay, next question. Next question is, so that will fix this one. The spaceship will arrive in a few minutes. I don't know. Did they ever go that high? We got above 100. I remember that much, but I'm not sure if they got to 200. So the next question is, why isn't the fuel ship here? And that was a bit more of a weird one. I had a quick look into this. So I found this spaceship is just sort of hanging here in space. So I had a look at the computer that's controlling it, see what it's doing. It's trying to go to Norvis orbit, but it's an hour and 10 minutes away from it at its current speed, and it's going very, very slowly. And for some reason, this engine isn't going. Now, the engine is hooked up to this fuel tank, so it's got loads of fuel. It's even got some fuel inside it, so there shouldn't be any problems with the with that. Oh, it's disabled by script. That seems odd. I don't know. Any bright ideas from chat as to why this engine is apparently disabled? It's not hooked up to the circuit network. That cable there goes to this pump, and that's just there so that it refills this tank when it's at the fuel depot. But this rocket should as far as I'm aware, this rocket should be going. So the ship should be moving. Up here we've got the destination is set to Norvis orbit, which is correct because all these tanks are full, so that's where we wanted to go. Right, I say they're nearly full anyway. But for some reason, it's not going. Oh, what's the speed? Ah, the speed set is set to unlimited. Let's try setting these to random numbers and see if that helps. Ah, okay. So that wasn't actually unlimited. It was right. Yes, it was. For some reason, this speed signal was getting ignored, and the spaceship was just sitting still. That's weird. I don't know why it wasn't taking that input. Are we passing these to anything so I can... Answers on a postcard, but for some reason, yeah, the speed was set to 0. But it does have a speed set. This here is sending a speed signal to... That is the input side, it is, yes. That's the output on that side, input on this side. Ah, yeah, thank you. Well spotted. Right, okay, I can stop going, I can stop thinking I'm going crazy now. Okay, it's only going at 20, whatever the speed units are, meters per second? 20 units of speed anyway. But that's okay. It's going to get there eventually. Yes, it probably was just a sad spaceship, and now it's now I've cheered it up a bit by giving it some useful numbers. Right, we're now okay. 1 second away, 0 seconds away. So now go plip and land. And now we should find that these pumps kick in. We'll drain all the fuel out of the spaceship into the space station's fuel tanks, and now we can use them to start refueling things like this rocket down here, any other spaceships that happen to land here. So that should now get everything working nicely again. This spaceship still hasn't arrived. Let's make sure that one isn't having the same sort of problems. Is that this one? No. I've got that one, maybe. Yeah, this spaceship is having similar problems. Okay, today is Laurence debugs his spaceships in Factorio. So what's going on here? This has presumably got the same problem. Yes, I'm. Today, you've got speed. Oh, we've got speed signal being passed through there, but we're not on that planet anymore. Okay, so for now, I guess I'll set a speed limit manually, and that'll get it flying again. Oh, it's got maximum speed of 50. Oh, because that's got an ion engine. That's why it's a bit faster. There we go. I've beaten this one into actually working properly. So this will arrive in about six minutes or so. Because this one's coming from much further away. If we look at the universe map, is there a? I have a feeling there's a pretty map of this, isn't there? The Universe Explorer is the star map. Yes, here we go. Here's the pretty map. So I'm currently in orbit around. My space station is currently in orbit around Norvis, so it's about here. The fuel depot is on Asalia, so it doesn't take very long for the spaceship to fly from there to here. But that spaceship's only using the rocket engine, which is much lower power, so that's it's a good thing it's only a short distance. The other one is there it is. There's my spaceship moving along the path. So that's I mean I have to admit this breaks all of my understandings of orbital mechanics. This is not how spaceships travel, but never mind. Yes, as Tristan's just pointed out, that when it passes through the asteroid belt, it might have some issues with because I've not set the speed for an asteroid belt. So let's just investigate and see what happens. Could be mildly interesting. So yeah, this is a bit further. So the spaceship has to travel a bit further. So which is why I've put the better engines on this one, and it's going a bit quicker. So yeah, as you say, I didn't put a asteroid belt travel speed, a target speed in here. So we'll see if the engine just cuts out when it gets to the asteroid belt. No, it's got into the red area now. The engine is still burning, so it seems to be okay. Maybe it's not actually in the asteroid belt at this point. There don't seem to be that many asteroids around compared to just normal deep space. So perhaps, even though it's technically flying through the area of the asteroid belt, it's not actually entered the asteroid belt, so it doesn't count. I have no idea. I'm making this up as I go along. But still, that seems to now be working. When it arrives, I shall stick on the extra constant combinator so that I can set it with a constant speed, because that seems to be absolutely fine. And then it should carry on working as expected. How's this one doing? So this is still pumping the fuel out. This is double. Oh, that's not too bad. This is still pumping out quite slowly here. I do wonder if I should put in another pump into this system, because the problem is it basically drains. I was going to say the problem is it drains this tank, but actually I don't think that is the problem. I think the problem is that you can only pump a certain amount of fuel through these pipes, so that's the limiting factor. Although this is quite close to empty. But I'm not in any great hurry. As long as the system in general keeps working, and as long as we're bringing fuel in faster than it's being used up, which we definitely are, as Exhibit A is these tanks filling up, I think we should be okay. And the fuel should naturally drain into this tank anyway from all the other ones. Okay, that seems to be working quite happily. Next thing I want to check is this down here. Yeah, so we've got the bullet impact data it's not the limiting factor actually, because it seems to be these two. Where is it? Yeah, up here. No, here. We're making them the ammo magazines. We are now making these fast enough. So it was an iron shortage that was the problem with these before. So these are now churning them out at the same rate they're being used up, as we can tell, because all the supercomputers here are lit up. So we're producing the science at the correct rate. So that's good. That's all going into the boxes over here, and we've nearly got a train full. We've got 5 out of 6 of these chests have got up to 350. So fairly soon we'll be ready for another train to come in. Then we can drag all that up here, add it to this supply. But it looks like this is all working okay. Except, yes, I remember what I discovered recently. Yes, we're not producing these iridium plates fast enough. So the first thing I'm going to do today, apart from playing armchair psychologist to a load of computers, is to come over here and upgrade this a bit so the iridium plates are produced a bit faster. So for that, I'm going to use one of the big assembly machines, the space manufacturers, because they are. I've got a lot of junk in my trunk, no inventory, because they are essentially a good way of. They run 10 times. No, they run 10 times at 10 times speed, which is 8 times faster than the basic science, the basic assembly machine up here, which runs at 1.25. So I'll have one of those. I should also have some speed modules, I think, which I appear not to have any of. No, I take it back. I have loads of those. Okay, that's easy then. Have I been brought that? Yes, I have. Okay, so I'm going to dump all of these biological samples off on the way past, because I don't want. In fact, let's get rid of those rocket parts as well, because I don't want those cluttering up my inventory. I need that mod where you can just press Shift C and it dumps all of the rubbish out of your inventory into any machine around you that'll take it. But I haven't added any new mods for a while. Right, so we take all of this down to the biological science first. I can empty out a lot of this stuff, probably most of this as well, and then that'll give me a bit more space to play with for sorting other things out. So down here, that was the spaceship arriving. They make a hell of a noise when they arrive and depart. Okay, so down here, let's get rid of all of those like that, and I've got some uranium. Do I want? Did anything around? No, nothing around here wanted that. All right, I'll hang on to the uranium for now because I can't be bothered to fly back over and get rid of that. Oh, I did have that. Still have that. That one. What do these go in? There we go. Right, now let's go up and hit the science area with a very large spanner until that does what I want it to. I've not got a huge amount of scaffolding actually. That's potentially going to. No, that shouldn't be an issue. I've got enough for what I'm trying to do at the moment. So let's stop these running to start with. In the interest of just keeping my inventory not too full of crap, I'm going to let these finish running and then pull them all up. Like, this is where I wish I could speed the game up a little bit. There we go. Get rid of this belt as well, and then in this space here, we're going to put the massive manufactory instead. I'm going to find we've not got enough space, so add a little bit more of this scaffolding. Now will it fit? Yes, it will if I'm not standing underneath it. I wouldn't. I'm not sure whether I do learn. Right, there we go. Okay, so on the this one is going to be doing things much faster. So I'm going to put multiple stack inserters on the input and probably multiple ones on the output as well. We'll see how that goes in a moment. So I want this to make iridium. And I think if I put one there and one there, then I can do this thing with the belt where we pass one, where we have one unload onto each side of the belt essentially. And I may change that later. And I also want to fill that up with speed modules just because I can, and then it'll run nice and quickly. And probably, yes, we have now managed to outstrip the inserters. Okay, that's a reasonably healthy supply of iridium coming through now. So as we see up here now, the this machine over here that's producing the tier 1 science packs, that was absolutely starved of iridium. It was using it up far faster than it was coming in. And now it's able to pump it through basically as quickly as it can. That inserter, I think, needs to be replaced with a stack inserter as well, because it's not keeping... Well, it's running constantly. It's running absolutely flat out, which tells me that it's running faster than it can. It's trying to put stuff through faster than it's capable of. There we go. I actually managed to get a sentence out. That's good. That's a good start. So that's got that working. We've now got the so we had enough on this chute going down here that goes off to the science labs, but the supply coming up here that goes over to these machines was inadequate. So now we've got that topped up. So we should be all right for all of this now. Now it does look like all of this is filled up. So I'm curious as to why the artillery shell science isn't progressing, because that's been stuck at 29% for a long time. So let's come over here. What's happened here? The sushi seems to be okay. Got 1, 2, and 3 of those. 1 or 2 of those. Ah, there's a shortage of blue science packs, perhaps? There is a shortage of blue science packs, but I don't think that's what's causing the problem. What's missing up here? Red science, but there's no red. Oh, yeah, okay. So we've run out of all the things to run out of. We've run out of the basic Norvian sciences, the ones that are really, really cheap and easy to produce, comparatively cheap and easy to produce. Maybe it's just that my train has stopped working. Let's go and have a look. Because there is one train that, in theory, shuttles backwards and forwards as required, taking the science packs over there. And if that has stopped, here it is. Why are you just sitting there like a lemon? Because you're on manual mode. Okay, it's obviously my fault. Well, it must be my fault. I'm the only one in this game. So what's probably happened here is when I had a shortage of science packs because I was having issues with the spaceship that brings all this stuff up, I turned this over to manual mode to stop it just endlessly shuffling backwards and forwards. So let's send that off to take the science packs where they belong, and then that should get this up and running again. As it is, this spaceship is missing, presumed gone to Norvis. So we'll take a look at that in a moment and see how that's doing for supplies, and whether it looks like it's going to come back up again fairly soon or not. So here we go. There's the train pulling into the station and unloading those science packs that we were rather low on, should we say? Understatement of the century. That's a good question. It doesn't get fuel at this end, or apparently at this end. No, the science train does not get fueled. That's a good point, and might be why I switched it over to manual, because I was aware it wasn't getting fueled and didn't want it to run out. Oh dear. Yeah, that's probably something I should sort out. When it gets back, I'll find out how much fuel it's got in it and what it's burning. It's quite possible I've just filled it up with rocket fuel and gone, yeah, that'll probably be enough for a good while. Yeah, who cares? But that's probably unwise, so let's, yeah, we'll take a look at it when it gets back. In fact, what I should probably do is send it to... Oh no, if I send it to depot for 30 seconds, then it'll get stuck there. Yeah, it's running on rocket fuel, so it'll last for quite a while, but not forever. Is there any fuel around here? There's there's various oils being pumped up here, so I could make solid fuel in this area, or I could just demand. Yeah, let's just do this with robots. It's going to be the easiest way to do it. So put that there. Request some. It can have coal. That'll be fine. Coal's probably the cheapest thing I can run it off, and there are plenty of other trains running off cheap stuff like that as well. So if we put that in there, there we go. That'll keep it running. Yeah, exactly. I have a bad habit of just of putting off trouble for later sometimes, so it's worth getting that sorted out properly, really. Okay, so I was going to have a quick look down here at the spaceship, see how that's getting on. Yeah, there we go. Because I've started using a load of science up top, it's feeding a load more science into the spaceship now, so we're getting that all pumped in. I started using the spaceship for bringing up the what do we call it? The substrates for the memory cards as well, because I thought, well, why not? I've already got the spaceship going from here to up there. What's the point in having another rocket in the middle of here doing that when I could just pump it all into the spaceship instead? So that works. As you can see, we've got it being fed up here. It's only being produced at a sort of half a red belt rate at the moment. We've got, because we're limited by the inputs, I think. Yeah, if we look at this belt here, we've got a complete half belt of glass coming in, and pretty much a complete blue belt of iron coming in. I could probably get it running a tiny bit quicker by making this a full belt of glass, but that would require significantly more faffing around with belts and things. And I think this is probably about as fast as it's going to get without me bringing in a lot more resources for it. The rocket is fairly nearly full. We are at 374 out, 375 out of 512. Call it 2/3. So that'll be taking off. That'll take off fairly soon as well. But yeah, that seems to be working. Up here, we've still got many thousands of science packs up here. So I think this is going to be all right. I think the problems around here are now probably solved. Okay, what was the next thing on my list? Oh yes, I remember. I was running out of trains quite a bit. So up here we've got this depot system with all the trains in it, but unfortunately this doesn't seem to actually be enough of them. So what I want to do is simply double this. And what I was thinking, my first thought was, since I'm using all these really short trains, I can just bring these tracks back out here up, and I could bring them in about here and then stick some more on the other side. I'm not quite sure if there's going to be room, but I'm going to try anyway. So if I make a copy of this bit, put it there, yeah, I think that's as close as I can realistically go, because if I go, I mean, I could go sort of here and have the trains park with the, actually there's no harm in having the trains park with the wagons on the curve, is there? That doesn't matter at all. Yeah, let's do that. So if I put that in there, and then I'll fly out to do that, get that done with the robots, and pull up the track here. We can get all this placed down fairly quickly. Oh yeah, okay, yes, we'll do the coal one separately. That's not a problem. The coal one can be done separately, I guess. So we'll do that. Then, oh, I've made this is a horrible mess to dig up now. I'm gonna start manually at least. Pull these out. This will just stop the trains going in the first entrance. Let's put that in here now. Now the question is there going to be room for this? I think there probably is. In fact, there easily is, yes. And then I can pull up all of this, and this, and this, and that. There we go. In fact, in the interest of sanity and neatness and stuff, let's do that. I'm gonna say that. There we go. Right, so I've got one way in now I've got a way in here for the coal train and for all of these sidings. Then over here I'm going to, and then over here I've got a second way in that feeds all of the. Oh, there's going to be a problem there, isn't there? We'll stop using this depot. Yeah, if I pull that out, and then I'll get rid of this station. But what I can do first, if I copy all of that to there and put it there. Oh, I haven't got the groundwork for this. Okay, let's try it again. Copy that with tiles. Put it there. And of course promptly run out of scaffolding, as is traditional. Then put it in again there. There we go. That's put down all of the all of that stuff. Now I want to get rid of this. Why isn't that going? Oh, signals. Damn it. This is a horrible mess. Let's tidy this up first. Then I'll be able to see what I'm doing and hopefully sort things out. The signals have apparently not gone where I wanted them to, typically. So that's why these trains are queuing up here, because they can't get in here because I haven't put the signals in the right place. So put that there, and I can't do the next one. Why is that flashing? Okay, it's happy now. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Yes, the previous rails were in the way, so there's no space to put signals down. Good point. I should have, I don't know, sent all the trains off to go about their business, or just go somewhere else, or while I built this, so they weren't in the way. But never mind. Now now the trains can get in there. Good. So this looks like it's probably all okay. We've not got any power over here, so that needs fixing, and we need to bring the coal over this way as well, and we need to pull up this station because I don't want it, and I don't want that way out either. But I am going to need to have a actually, no, the train will just sweep through here, so that should be okay. But I'm going to put a few more signals in it. Actually, a lot of these should probably be chain signals, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so I need to go and get some more scaffolding. That's the first thing I need, and then I should be able to finish that off. Right. Okay. That was actually easier than I was expecting it to be. I was worried I was going to have all kinds of problems trying to get the railway system sorted out, trying to fit that in, and there just wouldn't be room for any of it. But actually, that's gone pretty well. What I'm going to do here is make it nice and easy. I'm just going to run a line of belt. What the hell happened then? No, don't just randomly put down space scaffolding where I didn't want it. That was weird. Anyway, I wish I could place it that quickly in real life. There we go. So over here we have a belt going like that, and then there's presumably supposed to be underground like that. That looks about right. And there's no signal. That needs to go there and be a copy of that one. Okay, apparently that doesn't work. Depot. Let's not stand on the railways. That's a bad idea. Right, and then will this reach from here to here? No, of course it won't. That would be helpful. There. Okay, I think that should now allow me right. That should be my second depot up and running as required. Now I just need to get rid of some of these random bits of railway in here. So and then place down lots more trains. Am I in the bot area? Probably not. No. Let's see. I think I've probably got enough fluid trains. I think it's the solids trains that are the problem. So let's go. Let's just place down another 6 of those, perhaps. That should get things working happily. Right. So I want from here. I need some locomotives. 6, I'm sure. And I need some cargo wagons. And I've probably got all this stuff up here. Yep, I have. Amazing. Why are they not getting loaded with fuel? Oh, because there isn't any over here yet. Because I forgot to put in that. Which of course doesn't have power, because of course it doesn't. There we go. There we go, and I think that should copy all of the programming across. Yes, it does. But it doesn't put them in automatic mode, though. Top right station missing a signal. Oh yeah, there's no signal on the way out. Good point. Normally it would go in here, but actually there will work just as well. So that's lucky. What's going on here? Ah, there's a couple of belts missing. Okay, so the trains don't get fed unless they're in manual mode. But I can do sort of this, flick them back and forth a couple of times, and then they'll all just clear off as well, which is handy. Because it means I can then tell which ones have been programmed properly and which ones haven't. Okay, well that's caused some congestion on the railway lines up here, but never mind. They'll work it out sooner or later, I expect. Why are you just sitting there like a lemon? Has it run out of fuel? No. That signal's red. Why is that signal red? What have I done? Okay, now it's going. Oh, because it was waiting for all of these to be cleared, so it could go nearly all the way around the roundabout. Okay, that makes sense. That does not make sense. Why have you tried to go in there? Oh, maybe it's I need to move that train out anyway, so I can clear up the rail there. But they're not supposed to try and go in the. Why are they all trying to go in there when there's empty stations over here? Oh, I have a feeling You're right. They're not, but they. Oh, I must have not. Can I rename like that? I can. Cool. Yeah, I was expecting them to be named because of the blueprint they're placed from, but apparently that's not the case. Go for a walk. There we go. And you. Oh, trains. Can I blame all this on Tristan, as is traditional? Why did that stop there? There's no signal there. Ugh, I don't want to know. Yeah, I assumed it was going to be something like that. Still, I think this is maybe famous last words, but I think it's all sorted out now. Oh, it stopped there because I just put a temporary stop there, so it stopped there for 5 seconds when I told it to just leave the station. Yeah, I said from my point of view, I said that just before you did. Good old stream lag. Okay, and then there's this one. Oh yes, where it was. There's going to be interference with this station. So if I get rid of that one as well, then I can just pull up this station and not use it anymore. There's a slightly odd gap in the middle there, and a couple of odd things like like that inserter. But yeah, never mind. Oh, a spaceship's just arrived or left. I wonder if that's yes, that's this one. So this is the one that's coming up from Norvis, and as you can see, it's mostly now unloading um, the substrates for the circuit boards that were in it. Those get passed out. They're filtered out by this splitter here and then sent off out that way over to where the circuit board production is being done. So that, yeah, that works nicely. There's a lot of circuit boards in here, so it's emptying those out. Oh no, it's got onto some radars. Now it's got back onto the data substrates. And all of this then, all of the stuff that isn't data substrates, then just floods down this belt here, gets passed into the landing pad here, which I'm still using for this because it was a convenient large box to put everything in and then sort of organize things from there. So we're dumping all of the stuff that comes off the spaceship into here and then sorting it as we were before. So the science gets sorted straight out into here. Everything else goes into here and is then sorted out by the robots. The game is very complicated. Well, the game itself is relatively manageable. I'm playing a mod pack that makes it far more complicated, and I'm quite a long way into it, so it gets gradually more and more complicated the longer you play for. I have been playing this particular run for 15 and a half days solid now at this point, which is a bit ridiculous, but it was over a fair amount of time, I promise. I wasn't just obsessively sitting in front of it for over 2 weeks. So yeah, it's got to the point where it is now very complicated, but because I've built up to this stage relatively gradually, it's not been too bad. And if we look down here this is the planet I started on. I started off down here just by building in up a few sort of simple machines that were between them would smelt iron and then make belts out of it, for example, and then making drills and assembly machines and so on. And then it built up and up and up to be the base you see before you. So I've got this system of belts along here that carry all the raw materials for making all the buildings I need. And then over here I've got a massive area that does smelting. So this is, as you can see, quite busy. We're obviously getting through a load of stuff at the moment. We've got copper being smelted here from copper ore. Then we've got iron being smelted here, stone bricks being cooked here and here, and then steel being smelted down here, which is a two-stage process. And we're just getting through lots and lots of all of these resources because that's kind of the point. But at the moment, I don't care about most of that because that's built up, is all working reasonably well except when the mines run dry. Up here in space, I've got rockets bringing it all up, dropping it off in landing pads. So here the steel's brought in, unloaded into a warehouse here, and then trains can come along, grab the resources from that area, and take it off to places like this, where the science data is being researched. And as a nice sort of what's the word, segue, that brings me on to the next thing I'm going to start playing with. The next level of biological science. So now we'll head over there. I talked about this a bit last time. I've got up to biological science 3. Well, I'm working on biological science 3. Biological 1 and 2 are currently working nicely as they should. And so there's now a sort of a few steps I need to run through in order to get this one up and running. So where's my, there it is. So in the last episode, or the last stream, I think I got these blue things being made. So these blue what do we call it? Biological samples, and they're made out of the purple ones, which I made previously out of the green ones, I think. So all that's being pumped through into here, and I've got these now. That's the what's being made in these buildings I'm standing right next to. Now that I've got those, I can actually start making all of these various data cards here, and then from that I can make the science catalogs. So let's have a bit of a think about that. Oh, I should have brought a lot more of this scaffolding over because I'm running very low on it. Didn't think of that. In fact, there, it's all gone. I'm going to go and get like 3,000 of it instead of 300 of it, if inventory space. Let's get rid of all of those. And what else do I not need? Get rid of them. Oh, I don't need these anymore. Oh, I've got so much nonsense building up in my inventory. There we go. Right, so now I can... Yeah, I've just about got room for 3,000 of those, which is probably what I'm going to need. A lot of these buildings are things I am definitely going to need as part of this process. I don't need coal, I don't need the iridium plates, I don't need... I basically had... Ooh, I might... Okay, I won't keep those. Nope. I can't click on the things I want to get rid of because I'm being brought the stuff I do want, and it keeps moving things around. Let's get rid of that as well. I'm going to hang on to the nukes because if I don't, I'll probably lose them. I think most of the rest of it I'm probably going to need at some point. Let's get rid of one of those train stops because I don't need that many of them. Okay, well that's fitted. It has fitted into the inventory, so I think that's probably going to be all right. Let's go and put that down now. Oh, while I'm flying past, how's recycling going? Oh, it's okay. There's only 120 pieces of scrap in there. That's not bad at all. Yeah, I can cope with that. I was worried that, especially as I'm doing material science at the moment and using quite a lot of it for making the artillery shell range research, that I was going to be producing so much scrap that I'd have overwhelmed my... This is material science. That I was going to have overwhelmed the recycling plant, but it seems to be keeping up pretty well. So I'm yeah, happy with that. Right, let's see. So the first one of those I was going to build for biocatalog 3. Let's start with bioelectric data. So that requires an ion stream. Now that takes copper and plasma and a particle accelerator and plasma. Okay, so I need a plasma generator, a particle accelerator, and let's see how it goes. See how we go from there. Have I got any of that already? I think I've got a feeling I've got. Yes, I've already got. I've already got the particle stream. Whatever it's called. So now actually all I need is the is to turn that into an ion stream. That's not so bad. Let's run this down here. I still feel, oops, I still think, I'm still not entirely convinced by the practicality, the fact where Factorio allows you to just pump things like ion flux and plasma streams down a what's basically a metal pipe. I know there's a bit more to it than that because it's the space pipe, so maybe that's why space pipes are a bit more expensive and a bit more exotic. Because you'd think that a perfectly normal pipe would work in space, wouldn't you? But apparently not. Okay, so we'll make the ion stream here. Yes, blue clouds, please. So I need to feed in a supply of copper as well. Where does copper... Do I have... Yes, I do have copper. That is copper, isn't it? Yes. That looks like it lines up. Link it up like this. That makes sense, actually. Yeah, because you don't want stuff to freeze. Unless it's you're already super chilled thermofluid. I suppose even actually the thermofluids need to be covered in blankets as well for the basically for the opposite reason. You want to keep them cool. That's not in the right place. Buildings that are funny shapes. Or no, these buildings that are very, very tall round the top, so you can't see what you're doing with them. Well, you can't see how they're where the pipes or the inserters or whatever are linking up with them. That's the problem. here's the... Oh, slightly too long. Right, put in a 9 and a 5. Yeah, spot on. Yeah, exactly. So you need to manage the temperature of it. That's a fair point, and that might be, maybe that is why there's all these different, well, why space pipes are so much more expensive to make, because you need better thermal control over them or something, or you just make them really, really shiny so that the heat doesn't get in or out. But I don't think we have the technology to make things quite that shiny. Require infinite levels of shininess. Okay, where's that? Let me pull up that diagram again so I can see it myself. Factorio bio. I won't put it up on the screen because I will just forget to take it away again, and then it'll be over the top of it for forevermore and annoy everyone by being on screen. Oops. Okay, so we've now got a pipe full of ion stream. Excellent. Real space it's kind of undefined because there's nothing there to be hot or cold. I think there is what little amounts of stuff there is. I mean, it depends. If what you actually care about is how hot your spaceship or whatever is in, or your space station in this case is, and that largely depends on whether it's in the sun or not. So we're doing this in the EM facility. So if your space station is in the sun, then have I left room for a belt? I have just about. Then it's going to be a lot hotter than if it's in the shade, basically. And so if it's in the shade, if you put something on the, I was going to say dark side of the moon, but that's wrong because that's points towards the sun half the time. But it probably gets down quite chilly there, whereas the okay, it's going to come down here. Whereas if you're on the sunny side of the moon, then you're going to get quite a lot hotter, and that's sort of represented to an extent in Factorio by the amount of solar power you get depending on where you are. So if you're on a planet which is in the dark half the time, then you only get half the power. But if you're up in space, then you get a lot more, and it's all the time. So that goes there, and I need data cards as well. I have to admit, I suspect I'm pretty much pointing out the bleeding obvious for anyone who's watching a stream like this, but it gives you something to talk about anyway. Oh yeah, that'd be about as cold as you could realistically get without going at least a lot further away. Yes, the craters on the moon's poles are, because the solar system is basically flat, because the whole thing is on a flat plane rather, because the whole thing came from a spinning disk and then got flattened and then clumped together into planets and stuff. So everything is sort of more or less on a flat plane. So the moon tends to its poles always point at 90 degrees towards the sun. So yes, if you had a deep enough crater on the moon, then it'd be very cold in there because the sun would never reach it. So that would that makes a lot of sense. Right, we are now making bioelectric data. Excellent. So we can pull that out here and split off the waste product, which as usual is junk data cards. Because like all of the advanced sciencey stuff in here, half the time this doesn't work. Or no, 9% of the time it doesn't work. 10% of the time it doesn't work. 9% of the time it just junks the data card, and the other 1% the data card somehow just vanishes, which is always fun. Let's put that to the right, shall we? There we go. I'll plug that in a moment, so it's actually got power. So we'll need a disposal chute for these, as always. That's going to go over here somewhere. And we can run this up back to wherever junk data cards are being dealt with from previous steps. Now, what I usually like to do here is put the next piece of science producing thing on the exact other side of it, so we then just end up with both types of data on the same, both types of data cards on the same belt, and that makes organising all of this much tidier. So I'll put in some more of that, and let's see what's next. The next one is probably going to be cryogenics data. Okay, so this is super cool thermofluid and the biomass. So this one takes in and makes it very and super freezes the biomass, and we get some data out from that and some gunge out as well, which we need to deal with. Okay, that seems manageable. Oops, I should have looked at what machine that was done in. In a biochem facility. Okay, I brought some of those with me. It's almost like at the end in the last stream when I was getting ready to start all of this, I actually went through and looked at all of the things to make sure it was I'd got all the right machines, all the machines I needed for it. So you're going to be making science. You're going to make that one. So that means I need this exact belt again, and I suspect I'm probably going to need that quite a lot. So let's break this out here. Bring that down here and under. And split off like that. Our poles can be quite cold, but I don't think they're quite as cold as lunar poles. Oh, actually, let's put that there. Because then I can run this one straight out and then go underground here where it needs to. Oh no, that one doesn't need to go underground. It's this one that needs to go underground. That one needs to go down, but I guess here. Tangle of belts as usual. I should have brought this down sooner and then run that out through it. It'll do. I'll just spaghetti it. It'll be fine. I sort of am, but it's not going to really be. Yeah, all right. Let's sort this out. Let's redo this properly. Let's bring it down. So okay, so the bus lane would would be the other side. So the first bus lane would be here, so that's okay for these things. Then we'll have another one here that's carrying the next type of circuit boards. Then we'll have one here for those things. Yeah, it's getting a little tight, but it's at least doing it properly. So that goes like that. Put that in there. Yeah, like that. Okay, yeah, we'll do it properly, even much as it pains me to do so. All right, let's go and find the is this cards or scrap? Let's find out. This is dead data cards. Awesome. So bring us along here. Da, 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 da. All the way down here. And then lurch around in the air like a lunatic. Right, and that's a dump for the junk data cards. So they'll get taken off to be recycled. Let's have some more power and kick these two into working and make sure everything's. Oh no, I need the cryo fluids for this one, and I need to get rid of the gunk from there as well. Okay. Let's rotate it because there's a bit more space below. Although actually, if I can, no, let's not. Let's do it this way up. It's going to be a bit of a squeeze to try and get in the two outputs from here. But that means I can just put the next machine in, pulling straight off this one, possibly with a long-handled inserter if necessary, but it'll keep things a little bit tidier. So, we need super chilled cryofluid, thermofluid. That's presumably going to be one of these this sort of area. I've probably already got it being made, because my plan was to have all of them available for all of the places. Yes, there we go. It's being made. It's not going anywhere because I haven't needed super chilled yet. So there's going to be a lot of underground pipe work going along here. I mean, this shouldn't be here. I should have made this properly, but there's some. I think the wiggling the bio sludge pipe through there like that was a bit of an afterthought, so it's taken up the space, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind. And again here, I'm not even sure what this is, but it probably shouldn't be there, but it is. So I'm just gonna make the most of it. Go underneath it like this. Now that one is a perfectly legitimate place for there to be a blockage in the pipe route, because when you do a bus, sometimes things have to get out. So yeah, that's okay. I don't mind that one so much. Ooh, and that one, it's for the same reason. Let's make some more of those pipes. I have to admit, I'm quite pleased at how easy this has generally been. There's been a couple of places where I've had to fiddle with things a little bit, but basically it's just been, the pipes have just dropped into place. That's really quite gratifying. Okay, let's not put that there, let's put it there instead, because then I can put this underground pipe there, and then it can join in the bus there as it should, and then there, and ooh, pop out like that. And how far is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good, I've made some of those. There we go, and like that, and I'll put an underground pipe there in case I need another one of these machines later, which is quite likely. Now, up here, on the top side, same thing, taking away the warm thermofluid, which is probably going to be on this, on the far left of this bit. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, let's just check that was warm thermofluid before I pipe this all up, because I'm suddenly not sure. No, it's not. It's producing the cool thermofluid, just to be bloody awkward. It's a not rage, grumble, mutter mutter. I'm not even using that one for anything. It's just idly sitting there. Right. Bring another long pipe in then. Oh, that's gone wrong. I can tell. Yes, there we go. Pull that up. Okay, it's in a reasonably tidy place. I can just have an underground go through there like that. Nice and easy. I think there was another one that was... Oh, I've run out. Okay, let's make some more of those. Is that 9 the right length again? It is. Ooh. There we go. Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's bring it around this way. It'll cause problems for when I bring a warm thermofluid pipe through, but never mind. Right. This one is going to be. I'm not going to say a problem because it's an easily solved one. Because all I do is bring the pipe up like this, and then pass it across up here. So that's that's fine. I can deal with that. Right, so this is contaminated biosludge, which is exactly as lovely as it sounds. And that will have to go... somewhere up here there will be a recycling station that will take that in for me. Here it is. So there's a contaminated biosludge, so it needs to go into this pipe. Now I've run out this pipe. That's a bit ugly. I've run out of long pipes now. Well, actually that's not quite true. I can make some more. Okay, so let's find the end of this pipe. Ooh, here it is. Come on. So it comes across here, and I guess to there. Might as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Okay, so that's a dump for all of that linked up as well. So now these machines should now be completely happy and should just keep working. Except I've got the usual... What? Oh, I haven't... Ah, I see what I've done. I've got the pipe. That pipe there. There we go. I'm just going to have a quick check, because one of the mistakes I frequently make with this stuff is not managing the amount of the slightly cooler one that's coming out. But no, that does seem to be okay. We've got this tank here held at 15,000 by this pump. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. The excess that comes out of that machine will go back into these, be chilled down further, and then pass back around. These ones are completely full because nothing outputs these There's no process which produces cold or supercooled as a byproduct, but there is, as we've just seen, processes that produce both warm and cool thermofluids. So yeah, so that's okay. That should work. Right, 2 down, 2 to go. What's next? We have decompression data, which is oh, that is right. Experimental biomass. It's using the purple ones, not the blue ones. That's weird. That's obviously just to put in there, just to make it a little bit harder, so you have to manage having all of the some biosamples available. So it's these ones. Fortunately, I do have them available. So if we then split this off here, and underground belt through here, like that, another belt across there, and we can put in, it was a mechanical facility. Mechanical facilities? Have I not brought any mechanical facilities with me? I have not. In a sec. Gonna have to go and get some of those. If I can find them. There they are. Mechanical facilities. Right, 5 of them. Okay, well for now, I'll just put down a ghost for it, so I can just carry on setting all the stuff up around it, because I'm probably going to have to go back at some point in the not too distant future in order to pick up more supplies in general. So let's just do this by ghost to start with. Does this require? Oh, does this one require any fluids? I didn't check. Decompression. It produces contaminated biosludge. Okay. It's kind of a shame that I had the biosludge going out the top of this one. Now I think of it. If I had it coming out the bottom, I could link the two of them together here. But never mind. It's not too much of an effort to get a pipe run from here out. And there's a reasonable chance that the next stage of this process is also going to produce contaminated biosludge as well, because, well, why wouldn't it? Everything produces gunge of some sort or another. Okay, so presumably is that also producing junk data cards? No, it's not. It's only producing good data cards. Excellent. But it is producing contaminated biosludge, that's fine. Then we've got the final one, which is radiation data. Takes in biomass and blank data cards and uranium, and produces uranium-235 as a side effect, and biosludge. Okay, that's okay. I can deal with that. Did bring a radiation facility. Good. It goes there then, and I want you to produce that one. Radiation exposure data. Yes. So down here, we're going to be feeding in the green samples. So we've got purple samples and blue samples. This one needs green samples, just to again be difficult and awkward. And memory cards and uranium. However, the uranium, there's a non-zero chance of it getting... I'm going to move this across a bit, I think, like that. There's a reasonable chance of the uranium getting recycled, so we'll do that. This will come out on the top, so it'll be around the bottom side as it comes around here. So I should put the uranium in there, and something else in there, and then the third thing in there. Is this remotely lined up? No, this should all be a bit further forwards. Like that. Probably. Yes, that's actually right. That's a surprise. Okay, so that'll come down. This goes down here. That one there. So that's going to be the 4 data cards. And here we're going to have the input. So as I said, this one is going to be the uranium, so it matches up with that one. We then put in a splitter like that, and we say input priority on the left. So the uranium will get passed straight back round again. And we should filter this as well, otherwise it won't be uranium getting passed around, it'll be everything. That's good. That goes to the top side, bottom side, right, yes, good. And then here we have cards, and here we have biosamples, or vice versa, it doesn't actually matter. Let's go and find the green biosamples. Ooh, what's this shortage? Purple biosamples, interesting. Something is... Or is it just that we've put too much of a load? load on all of a sudden. So this is making purple biosamples just very very slowly because it's an organic process and they're all really slow because you're growing things in a vat. Where are the green biosamples? That's my question. Seems to be a dump taking them up here. And then across here. And then back into here. And there's a... Oh, this is a horrible tangle. Right, so this belt is my green biosamples. I probably should have been able to spot that, to be honest. Because, you know, it's green and has a brown thing in the middle of it. That's what biosamples look like. So we're going to need some more... This... There we go. I've run out of scaffolding. I knew it was going to happen eventually. Let's go get some more. While I'm going, what should we research next? I'm going to need Vitalic Epoxy, but I can't do that one next because that's a tier 3 bio, so I haven't got enough for that. I haven't got to the level for that one yet. I don't care about those. I kind of got to a point where a lot of the things I don't really care about an enormous amount yet. That sounds interesting, at least. But that requires, is that tier 4? Yes, that's tier 4 energy science. I haven't got that yet. All right, let's research that one just because why not? Because it's there. And that one for the same reason. And ooh, that sounds useful. Right, resupply mission time. Back up top. See how much of all this stuff we've got available. Right, where's the Oh, okay. I'll have a look at that. I'll have a look at that biomass, purple biomass thing in a minute when I get back over there. That would explain why there's a shortage of it, I suppose. That's 2,000, 3,000. Right, and I've got those mechanical facilities I needed as well. That should be enough to get the this all finished off until I realise I've forgotten something else. Yeah, I'm very glad I'm not doing the no scaffolding space exploration challenge. That seems a bit too much for me, to be honest. A bit too much for my liking. Although it does produce some impressive looking factories. Oh yeah, purple. Well, let's put that down first. There we go. Now let's go and sort out the purple biomass production, which was up here. Yes, here we go. Oh yes, as you say, not being passed over there. So let's do that and that for future expansion. I mean that's going to double the speed of production because this Christmas tree seems to be perfectly capable of keeping up. Maybe. Yeah, it's keeping up quite happily. So yeah, let's leave it for now, and we'll see if there's still a shortage later. It's because I've added in all of this belt down here. It's put some massive. Oh, what's the output the same? That would make sense if I just copied and pasted it earlier. Oh yeah. Yeah, so I put in all this extra belt down here, and that's gradually filling up, and that's why it's taking all of the resources. Right, so we want that, and that. Let's keep it neat. There we go, fill the whole thing in. Okay, so yes, this is going to be the uranium input. Now I think I have a uranium. Yes, here we go. Fine, I'll go and fix it. It'll only come and bite me later if I don't. Oh yeah, there's another output in there as well. It's still running, everything's empty, that's a good sign. Although they can empty into the pipes. Yeah, the pipes are empty as well. I think that might actually be everything now. You're not asking for any other weird inputs and outputs, are you? No, I don't think you are. Okay. Oh, missed. Fell off the world. Stop the world. I want to get back on. Or perhaps just save. Come on, save faster. Oh wait, where's the one that's narrow? Oh, it's here. Okay. I'm kind of starting to regret making one of those slightly narrower. Right, there we go, that's that input. Next one, cards. Finally, oh, green biosamples, wasn't it, these ones? Of course, there isn't quite room to put it where I wanted to, but never mind. Yipe! Oh, stop it. I don't want to click on the warning. I don't care about the warnings. I'll deal with them some other time. There. Oh, and it's lit up. Good. What are you? So it's not checking. Right. We've just got the goo to dispose of. The contaminated bio sludge. Now, if I do that and put in a pipe there, then I can just be really lazy. Like this. And like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're out of fives. More fives, please. There we go. There we go. That'll act as a disposal chute. Right. And oh yes, you need programming because you were put down by as a ghost. Ta-da! That's my should be my 4 data card types. And all in a row. Nice. So next up is the computers to actually do something useful with those. And that's I'm going to need more of this for that. Like that, I'll do. Boom, boom, boom. 6 computers. Let's put them, yeah, about here will do. Need room for all the infrastructure around them actually. So that. Belt in, second belt in. Now these are wide enough, if I remember correctly, that I can put the pipes like this. Yes, yes you can, and have the inserters off the edge of them. Good. So let's set this one up first. In, out, shake it all about. Then I can, oh, and a belt to take them away again. Then I can copy that. Actually, let's program it first. That'd be smart. This is making catalog, no, bio catalog 3. There we go. One of those is wrong. There we go. My mouse seems to be getting very twitchy. I'm wondering if it's sort of on its way out or something like that. Occasionally it just flies off in a random direction for no apparent reason. There may be a new mouse in my future. It does get an awful lot of use, to be fair. Oh, it's one too long. 9. And a 5 will have to do. That should, in fact, that'd be exactly the right length, wouldn't it? Ding! All light up. Right, and then now it actually is the warm one, not the merely cool one. Will that get under there? Can't see through the smoke. I think I'll just have to do this again. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's done it. Good. It's satisfying when a long pipe drops in exactly, turns out to be exactly the right length. It's not happening this time, but it did further up, which was, as I say, satisfying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There. As if by magic. Science catalogues. Hooray! My first 4 of them. Might need a few more than that at some point, though, I think. And this railway's even almost long enough. Not a huge amount of extension needed here. Oh. Should just put that down manually, actually. It'd been easier. Stop. Is that all real now? I think it is. Yeah, looks like it. Again, I had the problem with clicking on the error messages. So just the bottom part of the screen is just completely unusable because if you click there without being really careful, you end up clicking on one of the warning messages and teleporting your view off to some distant part of the universe. Why does that need fixing? I thought that was okay. It's oh right, yes, it's producing biosludge. I thought for some reason I thought I'd hook that up, but I clearly haven't. Okay, let's do this. Oh wait, that was being used. Right, let's do this slightly differently. One, two, three, four, five. There we go. Thank you. I had completely blanked on needing that one. All right. Well, thanks for joining the stream, and have a good bed. I hope it's everything it's cracked up to be. Yeah, if I make a copy of this, I can slip in another pickup station easily enough. And I need tiles for that, of course. I don't want to take train stop names really. So I'll go there, down here somewhere. Or it could be about there actually. Is that going to happen to line up? No, of course it isn't. That'd be far too easy. Far too tidy, rather. Alright, and now I need... Yeah, so that's an off by 1, and because the railways are the way they are, because they have to be on the 2x2 grid, I can't shift that up or down 1 just to fit it in. That won't happen. Won't help. Won't work. those. Okay. Right, that's working. Just need power for it all. Comes in like that. Oh, and then reprogramming as well. Tier 3. There. What's going on over here? Why are these not? Oh, I've run out of them. Okay, so this is done, apart from there being a distinct lack of these steel chests to put all the stuff in. Grr. However, this is working. These machines are only running at 50% speed though, and that appears to be due to a shortage of the these ones, the decompression data. So I think the first thing I'm going to improve around here is put in a second one of these mechanical facilities. I suspect fairly soon after I'm going to need a second one of whatever it is that's producing these things, because that's going down quite quickly, and probably these as well. But we'll take that as it comes. Burn one bridge at a time. That can go there. That was unnecessary. And we'll have another one of those there, because that's going to want to go there for the next machine I put in. Right, and I'll put that there just so when I copy and paste it I don't have problems again. Okay, are you running? That seems to be running nicely. Down here we've got 4 of the machines working, which is an improvement. It's a third better, and I imagine once it has run a little bit more, well, that improvement will push us slightly further down the chain. So that's good. I think everything. Oh, actually, I can check these, can't I? So this takes 30 seconds to use one. So between them, they use 6 every 30 seconds. So 1 every 5 seconds. This produces 1 every 10 seconds. So we're going to need to have 2 of these. Let's just copy paste like you're supposed to in this game. There we go. These take 10 seconds. So again, 2 of those is correct. These take 10 seconds to have a 90% chance of producing something. So I'm going to need to have 3 of those, which is a bit. Or actually, no, I need to have 2 of them, but put a speed module in each will probably be fine. How about you? What are you? You take 10 seconds to produce a 90% chance of one. So again, I need 2 of these, but with a speed module as well. I'm going to do this manually, like that, because the ion stream needs to be put in carefully like that. There we go. But the next one I do could be just copy pasted into place, especially if I do that. Okay, this one. We've got the gunge being produced. We've got taking in the chilled stuff at the bottom, but basically a straight copy paste of that is going to be okay. There's fluid in and fluid out on this one, so I'm going to leave a gap. Otherwise I'll have problems. And I need to put in that, and therefore that, and that, and probably that. Yep, there we go. And down here we're going to need that. I think that's all correct. Looks it. Yes. And so I was going to put 1 speed module in each of these. Actually, probably don't even need them in all of them. What do these speed modules get me? They get me a 40% speed boost. Oh, that's plenty. So just 1 of those in each of these. No, not even that. 1 of those in 1 of those. And this will now run at 140% speed. So I'm pretty sure that's going to make up for the 10% loss. Yeah, but I haven't done the numbers particularly carefully from that. But this is the other lossy one. These two down here produce 100% rate. So now this is the limiting factor because I ran out of radiation facilities. So let's... Oh, I got rid of the one I did want as well as the ones I didn't want. Rad facility is that one. I'll fly off and get one of those in a moment. I suppose actually I could just do this. And it will now run quickly enough on its own. How are we doing for power here? Oh, we're actually okay, despite me doing that. Right, so this should should all now run fast enough to keep these computers happy. And this has been my my ratios so far. I've been going through taking 2 supercomputers doing the tier 1 manufacturing, 4 doing the tier 2, and 6 doing the tier 3. So they all produce at the same speed. And then sort of balancing things from there. So we've got the 6 computers here, and as long as these are all running flat out, then then I consider the system to be working, and I think they should be. Now these two bottom one, well, this one at least, which is this one on the top here, this is never going to actually increase in length because it's running at exactly this. These two are running at exactly the same rate as these, so we're never going to build up a surplus of these cards, but they will keep all of the computers running flat out, in theory at least, so we should be okay. This is now running at 2.2 times speed, so that will gradually accumulate more, even though I haven't got the second machine in here yet. How am I short of trains up here? I made loads of extra trains. What are they all doing? They're all just sitting there like lemons. How can there be no train? Are these all... It's in the depot. So on auto. They're all in the depot and on auto. I don't know why that ran out of... Unless... Thermofluid drop memory cards. Yeah, it should be alright. I'll worry about it if it seems to be a problem. Oh. Yep, okay, I understand what you mean. Ooh, let's go and fix that, and let's not drop speed modules on the floor. Oh, and I need to wire this, train this in as well, like that, and like that. No, not like that. I moved as I was trying to put it down, and it all went horribly wrong. There we go. Signal there, sure, that'll do. Maybe one more up here, actually. There seems to be a massive gap. Seems to be a massive, massive gap. There we go, okay. Oh, that's true. I should set up bookmarks for this. I have set up bookmark for this. Almost this. Right, so so this one is... Yeah, you're right. It was this station I removed. So it's this one here is supposed to output the depot signal, so no wonder none of them are working. Oh! Push the right buttons, Laurence, it helps. So I need a wire from there to there. That links up all of this side. And then a wire from there to... Oh, this side's got one. Okay, never mind then. Yeah, so this side is working as... These are all working as depots. These are not, but the trains went to them anyway, so these trains weren't getting used. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Right. Are we all happy down here? I think we should be. Oh, what I should do is fill this up with efficiency modules, because these things use crazy amounts of power. Yeah, that much. I've saved basically half the power that's being used by this facility by shoving those efficiency modules in there. That's crazy. Okay, so this is, yeah, these are all working. Good. That isn't growing as predicted, but it is producing they're producing the catalogs as fast as they're likely to be able to. Right. Next thing is to make something to do something with those catalogs, and actually I've got a feeling that I'm going to be coming straight back down here again in a moment because there's another step required for the biological sciences. So as I've talked about before, each step of science requires an additional input. So here we've got every single science pack requires the gold significant data cards. Every biological science requires the biological insights, these cylinder things. Then you take in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 catalogs. That looks wrong there. Oh no, it's just because of the way they're bunched up. So you take in the appropriate tier catalog for what you're making, and then an additional thing. And in this case, it's Vitamelange extract for type 1, then it's bioscrubbers for 2, and then it's something else that's going to be coming in down this belt when I actually make it for 3. Yeah, so that's an additional thing that needs to be brought in for that. However, I can start building the rest of the infrastructure up here at least. So we'll put in that. Then we'll put, oh, I don't have any of these either. Damn it. So it goes there, rotate it like that, and then we'll. What's the easiest way to do this? Probably just bring across another pipe of it here, I guess. Like that. It feels silly when it's right here, but I just think that's probably easier than using a load of underground belts. Right, so then this machine is going to have this one specific inputs coming in along here. So we'll get the other. Right, yeah. So we need to split off the blip. Learn to talk. Right, so we'll have another belt coming along here. This belt here will come along here and go up here. This is awkward. Like that. Oh, I hate it. Never mind. Up here like this, and then we split off here. We bring out the tier 3 catalogs. I've done this enough times now that this should be relatively straightforward. Pass that across there like that. Other side, please. There we go. Then the tier 4 ones carry on upwards to be turned into tier 4 ones later. We then need to get this warm thermofluid from here. Oh. Let's redo this. Do this, but better. This is all awful, and I hate it all. So, lose that. That was a 7, wasn't it? So I've put in a... No? What was that? It must have been a 9. Yeah, okay. Let's put that in there. That there. Then we can have this coming out here, and it's going to be a lot less awkward, except that this is in the way still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a lot of science packs in my inventory. Let's put these all back in here actually, because this is going to be a reasonably good way of getting rid of them. There we go. That means I can then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is this not... There we go. That's better. I don't know why some of these. It's probably due to changes in how I've been trying to do things or something like that. But there are a lot of odd things going on around here. Okay, that needs to then come up to here and be used again. We'll have to use an underground pipe, underground belt, but that's fine. I've got them. Is there room for 15 in there? Yes, because I can do that. That'll still reach, yeah. Then we're going to have a pipe of the warm stuff coming out here. I've just not lined any of this up nicely at all, so I'm just going to go with it. Accept that it's a mess. There we go. And then this will be another underground like that, but then this one doesn't have to be anymore. There we go. Okay, so that's 1s and 2s coming up here. So with this, we will feed in that, and also we need to put that there. So we need an underground there. Okay, so with this, we are now feeding in the number 3 packed catalogs that are coming along here, the appropriate intermediate extra sort of thing that's needed, which is, no, we won't go the other way from this. Goodness sake, do it properly. That one, right? So along here we're going to have the catalogs coming in here. That's this one, the tier 3 catalog. We can get the Biological Science Pack 2 from this belt, so that's with this long-handled inserter. We're going to get the Vitalic reagent. That's the special thing for this one. That's going to be coming along here. We're going to need to make up a train to bring that up here because it's complicated. Bio is complicated and weird and squishy, so yeah, we're doing that differently. Then this second long-handled inserter is going to be grabbing in the insights and the significant data, so that's going to load all of that into here. So that's everything that needs to go in here. We then have the output, like so, where we're producing Bioscience Pack 3, junk data card, and then the warm thermofluid that's just going to go down this pipe. So that's fine. We're getting rid of that, no problem. So the junk data cards will essentially, we now need to do all of this again. So we put in a splitter like that to get. Ah, yes, I remember how this works. So we put in a splitter here to get rid of the junk data cards and feed them off wherever, just to get rid of them. I mean, they could probably be joined onto down here. Actually, that might be the easiest way. Then we have another splitter here where we pass. We only need to pass. We're not made. There isn't a tier 5. So if we have a splitter and then another splitter, and say tier 3 science packs come out here, we can pass those up to be dealt with, to be passed in round the system again and reused. This belt needs to join on to this belt here. And that will be the one that takes away all of the tier 3 and tier 4 biological science packs. So that will unload them onto there. They'll flow down there and go off to the other end, where I actually need to go down there and sort out some filtering as well. This comes down here, and I'm going to be lazy and feed that in here. So we've now got, actually let's be slightly less lazy and use a splitter there, just in case there's large volumes. I don't think there will be, but just in case. And then up top here we'll have another set of belts basically like this, with the inputs for the fourth biological science when I get round to it, which is going to be another one of these. So that will need to be splitted out like that and passed up there, like so. So there's most of my inputs, and then onto here as well I shall feed the tier 4 equivalent of the whatever it was, the equivalent of this Vitalic reagent, which for tier 4 is Vitalic epoxy. Oh, and we need a core fragment as well, just to make it even harder. Okay, right, well that's going to be fun. Do all of them require core fragments? No, it's just biological being weird again. Making me dig up biological core fragments. It just seems slightly mean. The rest just sort of slightly more normal, but okay. Fine, I'll deal with that when I get to it. So out here I need one of these manufacturers. I don't suppose no. I haven't got the resources to build one of those with me. That'd be far too convenient. But then I also haven't got half the other stuff I need. So let's get the vitalic epoxy being made and chucked on a train as well. And at that point, then I need to go back to the mall area and pick up another what do you call it, manufactory. But then I think that should be Bio 3 done, and it's only only 9:15. It's not too bad. Oh, and I'm going to need a lot more of this stuff as well. Yeah. But vitalic epoxy, probably. Yes, you're right. I definitely should do that. I'll head back up there and do that in a second once I've thought about what I need here and made sure there aren't any stupid things I've forgotten. Where's the vitalic epoxy? Do I need to research that? Yes, I do. Huh. Hang on. Was it epoxy or was it reagent? Pack 3. There we go. No, it's reagent, not epoxy. But I don't see that in here as well either. Maybe that's made in a chemical plant. Yes, it is. Right, a vulcanite and extra. That's not too bad. Chem plant. Oh, far too big. And I don't have enough of this left, I don't think. No, I don't. Right, let's do the sushi filter, and then go and restock. Up here somewhere. Right. So that's this belt coming in here. Probably, yes, I want to put the tier 3 on the right. I should check this to make sure I'm not going insane, but I think that's right. So you are watching for tier 3. Yes, good. And up here you also need to be watching for tier 3. Right. All is well, I think. We'll find out once I start to actually feed that in. The sushi's working quite nicely as well. There's no point in trying to do the vitalic epoxy because that needs Bio 3, but I don't have any other sciences I'm particularly desperate to do at the moment, so I'll just leave that sat there as is. It could be something that will kick in once I get the that particular science pack up and working. All the spaceships appear to be where they should be. That's nice. Haha, bring me all the stuff. Yeah. I've got a lot of these biosamples in my inventory. I should get rid of those when I get back over there. Where is all the stuff? Okay, let's just pick some of this up manually because the bots are going to take forever to bring it out to me. One more. Okay, have I got everything that I'm going to get? No, I don't have the radiation facility that I needed. In fact, I've just not been brought anything. The bots have gone to sleep. Come on, bots, wake up. Actually, then there's none in storage even either. I did do radar construction pylons, yes. I didn't really look at what they were. Let's have a look now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so it recharges a robot. It provides construction area and presumably radar. Okay, that's quite cool. And I don't want to cover this entire area up here in robots because it'll be... oh yeah, you're right, I'm not. It'd be annoying to have a robot buzz all the way from one end of the base to the other. Why do I not have any radiation facilities? I'm sure that's one of the things that's supposed to be being built up here. Let's have a look from the map. It'll be a lot easier to find them. Why do I not have... Oh, that one. I am apparently not making radiation facilities. That seems odd. Makes me wonder where the ones I've been using all came from, but presumably they were ones that I pulled up from previous projects or something like that. Okay, I guess I'm going to make a radiation facility making machine. Made in manufactory, of course. just have one more of these with its attendant innies and outies. I suppose these I could actually, at this point, I could connect them to the logistics network instead and say when there's fewer than, I don't know, 10. Oh yeah, I need to tell it what to do. That would help. That was a radiation facility, wasn't it? Oh, these require I haven't got any. The nuclear fuel cells. That's a pain. I mean, I've got a few of them, fortunately, but not remotely enough, I suspect. Oh no, actually, I take it back. It only needs 4 of them. It's just requesting stupid numbers of everything because it's like that. I don't want this much resource tied up in these chests, or especially as it probably wouldn't fit. There we go. Once down there, once there you go. You're right. So I am. I should probably reprogram one of those to make new, radiation facilities or something. Oh well. Next time I'll try and remember. Next time I need something to reuse that. What are you short of? Glass and low density structures. Okay. Pum 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 pum. I've said this before, I don't really like using bots up in, for sort of, I don't really like using bots for this sort of thing. I prefer for bots to be sort of, for construction and basically logistics bots to be for supplying the player. But as things get more and more complicated, I've sort of given up a little bit on my purity, on how pure I attempt to be for that sort of thing. Yes, I will almost certainly not remember. It is true. I can't remember if I've ever said how bad my memory is. That's how bad it is, yes. Obvious joke is obvious. But as it is, it just means it produces Christmas trees twice as fast should I ever need them. So, you know, it's kind of useful. Also, I'm glad that the name Christmas trees has caught on for those things. Blonk. Right, I can pull all of those? No, just most of those back out now. That's probably saved me power. I have to admit I'm not certain, but it's probably saved power. Right, you. I want to make vitalic reagent, so I need vulcanite and vitamelange. I think I've already got both of those. I've certainly got the vitamelange extract. Pretty sure I'm going to have the. I'm pretty sure I've got vulcanite as well because there's one of the earliest, one of the other parts of Bio 3 required it. Yes, here it is. No, it's copper. Yes, here it is. Getting in the way of my stations, of course, but we'll see how this goes. No, it just squeezes through. That's all right. And then let's make sure I get the right one of these because I know there's a couple of different vitamelange extract, and that's the one that looks sort of clear rather than cloudy, isn't it? Yes, it's the one that looks like a sort of a green drink that you might get from a fast food place or something, which is this one. Yes, those are vitamelange extracts. So this needs to be a splitteria. There we go. Oh, I am making them. I'm making them here. Ah. I feel like I should say something angry like, why didn't you tell me? I'm already making them. Right, so these need to be pulled off from here and sent over to a train station. Which I hopefully still have in my pace buffer. Yes, there we go. Oh, I should put it there, that'll do. Once, twice. Oh, and I've run out of rails, and I'm still very short of those steel chests as well. Oh, because I don't have any up here apparently. Okay, is there any steel in this factory? There probably is. Yes, there's some. Right, I'm just going to make these by hand. Down here. I can't make the rails by hand, more's a pity, but I can get some of this done. Right. Okay, so I clearly don't have enough of this stuff being produced because at the moment, even as is, I'm not producing anything like enough of it. So let's boost my production by certainly 3 times, maybe 4. Maybe it'll depend on how long it takes me to run out of resources for it. Why are we not putting those belts down? There we go. Yeah, let's put one more in. I'm trying to fill a train up, and that takes a lot of stuff, so... Oh, I've got outside the power area. Right, that's more of the... What was this? This was reagent coming out. So hopefully that'll speed up... Oh, this is the blue... These things. Which are required for all of these sort of things. There we go, let's get rid of them. You can have them. And then it was the nuclear one down here. Okay, that's all of that got rid of. Ooh, and that can go in there as well, apparently. I'm a little miffed I started putting all this stuff down, but never mind. Actually, I'm mostly miffed about this, because I'm just going to have to pick up an enormous amount of vulcanite. Oh, is it? I'll check that in a second, thank you. Yeah, because upgrading everything to stack inserters is pretty straightforward. All this vulcanite. So unnecessary. All that can go in here. Oh no, they're limited by the rate the vitamelange extract is coming in. Whether they are also limited by... Yeah, they do actually appear to be limited by inserters as well, to be fair. Okay, let's boost that. Good old Factorio, just standard thing of making your way back up the build chain, finding what's limiting your factory, and then adding a bit more of it, and then repeat ad infinitum. Oh, okay. It still says excellent connection on YouTube for me, but so YouTube thinks it's okay, but YouTube could be lying to us. And actually, I think Factorio doesn't really compress all that well. So, oh, now there's not enough. Oh, we've run out of the vitamelange extract. Presumably, there's there is a train on its way. It could be bringing memory cards, or it could be bringing... It's bringing memory cards. Hopefully there will then be another train on its way with vitamelange extract. That's interesting. I didn't realise I was getting through quite so much of that. Still, let's get this finished off as much as I can. If I nick these bits of rail, will it allow me to finish this off? It's probably going to be not quite enough, I suspect. Why does that always happen? I didn't even move that time. I just waggled the mouse. Oh, yes, I did have enough. Excellent. Yeah, we don't put signals there. Okay, so these need to be reprogrammed for the reagent, which is that one. Don't want the belt down here. Do want power down here. Yeah, let's put limit, and then that'll do. So it's been produced here. So if we split here, it can come down here instead of the vulcanite, and hopefully I won't need vulcanite anywhere else. Right, okay, well this is all ground to a halt because of the shortage of Vitamelange extract. No, just Vitamelange roast. Whatever this one is. But there's some more of it here now. I imagine that train is going to essentially be emptied straight onto the belt. We're going to have another one fairly soon. Well, these are filling up a little bit, but yeah. So that should allow us to now start making the extract again once this comes down here. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Right. I was a step ahead of myself. I was thinking, hang on, this station's already full. What's going on? But no, that's a previous step of it. So this is now feeding down to here, to this Christmas tree, and also to here, which drops it all the way down to all the way down to here. Where this is where we start making the reagent. Okay, that's running as expected, I think. But yeah, there's a lot of steps in that, and there just seems to be a massive shortage of the original Vitamelange that goes in. But we'll see. And here we are. That's being produced now. It's being fed over very gradually all the way to the station. Very. There's the first one. Yep. So it is working, just kind of slowly. So we'll leave that running for a bit. We'll keep an eye on the because that's all gone already. But we've got another train coming in that's bringing more Vitamelange. Jeez. This is a rather hungry process, it seems. But I'm sort of hoping that this is just going to be while we fill up all the buffers. Then once the buffers are all filled up and things start to just run, then things can start to run a bit more smoothly, and it will just work. I hope, and things will be able to keep up. If not, I don't know. I'm going to need faster trains or bigger. Or I'm going to need a train that is exclusively just dropping off the Vitamelange here, rather than trying to manage all 6 of these products at the same time. It's nice having all 6 things in the same station when you have low throughput of each of them, but when one of them then suddenly turns out to require massive throughput, it's a bit less practical. But we'll keep an eye on this, see how it goes. And it's not backing up at all yet. That's just all getting swallowed up by it. Okay, there's nothing I can do, nothing much more I can do about that until I've decided whether it's running well and nicely and so on all by itself. While I'm here, let's dump these memory cards and head back up top and get rid of the significant datas and the green insights. So you take everything you can. There we go. Oh, that's true. Yeah, as long as the train doesn't get stuck in there, which it really shouldn't. Yeah, it would allow me to get a few more. It'd allow me to have 2 trains incoming at the same time, at least. Yeah, it's a good idea. Shoop. Yeah. Eventually, a train will arrive, and or no, eventually we'll be able to keep a little bit of Vitamelange in those boxes for a little while, but not just yet. Okay, that's basically okay though. Things are kind of working. We've got 463 here, which is about maybe almost 20, no, a bit more, maybe yeah, maybe almost 20% full before 20% of the number needed before a train will come in to pick it up. Once that's done, okay, this one up here needs to request switch to navsat mode. Up here, we need to have this one requesting tier 3. I assume those two get merged onto the same. Yes, they do. So we need to get, say, this needs to be catalog 3. Doop, 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 doop. This also needs to request catalog 3. And up here, we need to set this one to do the Vita, whatever it was called, that one, reagent. And we need to request. Oh, we already requesting it. So that once that builds up to once there's 1,000 of this available, we'll get it brought up here, and then it'll come down this belt through here, and yeah, that's in the right place. You need to start try and make those. Okay. Right. I think now, apart from the waiting, tier 3 biological science is complete. The waiting in question seems to largely be for this. Oh no, we've got 2 trains here trying to bring the same stuff, but that's actually okay. I think the way we're getting through it at the moment, I don't actually mind that. I'm quite happy for that to be the case. I shall put in an additional signal here though, so that a second train can wait there and in the stacker. See if we get another one immediately. No, but I don't know if LTN counts from when the train has left the station or from when it has had this station removed from its itinerary. Oh, there we go. That answers that question. Are you getting even more Vitamelange? No, you're getting memory cards. Okay. So we are getting through plenty of different things. That suggests it is sort of working. Down here, the Vitamelange extract is getting Vitamelange, whatever this one is, Vitamelange roast, I think, is just going straight down into the sink here. It's being used up as fast as it's coming in, and that's even without these 2 machines on the end that don't have power. This one, the extract is... how's that getting on? That again is also being used up as fast as it's being produced. Oh dear. I can't do much about that really. It's going to get used up at this sort of rate. And then this stuff, it's not even backing up along here. This is crazy amounts of throughput. I might need to do some rethinking of how this all works and just get the maybe I need to have a separate facility that's making all of the biological things that are being brought here rather than making them in the biological science factory, because maybe if it wasn't having to produce them to be brought up here, there would be enough capacity to keep that running, but because half of it is being stolen away to go into here, it's not enough. I don't know, or maybe it's just not enough, full stop. I'd say these Christmas trees are running less than half the time, significantly less than half the time, so it probably wouldn't be sufficient. I'm going to ignore that problem for now, I think, and just sort of put my head in the sand and go la 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 la. I can't hear you, because this stuff is everything is working, just not fast enough. So I think I'm probably just going to ignore it because I don't think the biological science is generally not one of my high priority ones. Oh, I would like better thruster suit though. That's a nice thruster suit. I'll have that. Um, Spaceship structural integrity sounds like a good one. Then I can make even bigger spaceships. Can't do that yet. Could do that. That'll make my trains a little bit quicker, I suppose. Let's do that. Worker robot speed is no, I can't get that one yet. Efficiency modules, I could upgrade those. I don't really care about them particularly though. Then down here, biological catalog 4. I might as well do that at some point. Spaceship structural integrity 4. Yes, I can do that one as well. And 5 and 6. Okay, let's get it so I can build some really big spaceships. That'll be fun. 7 I can't do. That's a tier 4. There's a tier 4 in there. I'd need the tier 4 of the Astro for that one. But still, I can get this far with it. Now the next question is there anything down here that I want? The plague, I don't think I care about that. I also can't get it. That's bio 4, which is going to be difficult. That's energy 3 for the shield protectors. I'm looking at these because if I find something I like, then I can always go back up and find out how to and find the thing to get that. So artillery shell range would be quite nice, just for down on Norvis and pushing things back. Material science pack 4, that's a worthwhile thing to research. Energy shield, maybe. That's way out of reach. I think everything from here down is out of reach now, so I'll stop looking at those. It'll just get me excited about things I can't have. Oh, these are nice as well, actually. Agility, so faster movement, that'd be good to have. So this is what bio is actually good for. It's getting you some of these upgrades, the extra health, extra speed, crafting, better crafting. Yeah, maybe. That would be nice as well. And that one. Yeah, so most of these upgrades would be good, but that's reliant on me actually getting the bioscience 3 up and running at a worthwhile rate. So we'll wait and see how that gets on. Now, having seen this train here picking up the junk data cards, that's made me think. I wonder how that's getting on over here. How is my formatting system running? Not too badly, but could be better, I think, is probably the best description of that. So I think maybe I'll make some more of these tier 2 supercomputers and extend this out a bit further, so we can get these cards formatted a bit more quickly and get them flowing through the system a bit faster. Oh yeah, thank you. Go away. I could research supercomputer 3 at least once that ticks through. Once the bioscience 3 comes through. How expensive are they going to be? Another 1,000 processing units, a massive quantity of bioelectric data, a load of advanced neural gel. That neural gel is going to be the hardest one of those things, because I suspect that's going to be a liquid, so it's going to be a pain to get it over there. I might need to end up doing that over in the biological area. Okay, let's get the. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, actually, which one of these I need for these things? It's the quantum phenomena data. So let's get some of those, and then head over and make some more of the tier 2 supercomputers. I know I say they're horrifically expensive and I don't like making them, but that's a sort of not quite an untruth. They are horrifically expensive, which is why I'm sort of making them semi by hand. Well, I'm transporting the stuff over by hand for them anyway, and I'm not really using them an enormous amount. But actually, I've realised that now that I'm making the blue circuits out of holmium on another planet and shipping them in massive quantities, it's less of a concern. This sounds like the conversation we had before about the tier 2 supercomputers, where I was saying they're really expensive, and you go, well, "I've got them automated, so I don't even notice." Yeah, it's. I feel like it's a good idea. Whilst I don't generally care about the cost for making the making things like infrastructure stuff. Oops, got stuck. Eventually, I start to think, what, that's a bit ridiculous. And I sort of, I don't know. It's sort of either I like to know whether all the parts are going, or maybe just that I don't know. I like to have a bit of a feel for where all my stuff's going. I guess basically. Beacon candle. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, why haven't I just speed moduled them? I can't productivity module them, but I could just whack them full of speed modules and then. Oh, what have I got stuck on? Have I run out of? I've run out of jetpack rocket fuel. What? How is there no rocket? Have I not got a request for rocket fuel? Apparently not. I'm glad that happened when I was all the way over here. Can has? Can't has. Oh, yes, can has. I'm kind of stuck here. No, I'm actually stuck here. Without any rocket fuel, I'm literally stuck here on this landing pad. Right. Well, fortunately, I'm in the Roboport network, but I don't know what I'd do at this point if I wasn't. I'd be oh, I suppose I'd make some solid fuel. What's the fuel? Refined fuel? Processed fuel. Oh no, it's only made in a fuel processor, so I can't even use that. Yes, I've landed. Yes, I have indeed landed on the landing pad. Very good. There we go. I've got a bit of fuel now. Let's come over here and let the damn things load me up again. Am I waiting for anything? Yes, I'm waiting for fuel and I'm waiting for this stuff. Right. You can stop worrying about that now. Just bring me the rocket fuel because I don't know. Oh, you have. Okay, good. Speed modules. That's what I was going to do. Yes. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. I'm not sure why I never got round. Oh, I have. They've got 2 speed modules in each because I put them in originally and then didn't put in the extra 2 when I upgraded them. Yeah, I don't want to click the scary skull button on my hotbar. It's scary. Oh, I'm currently unsatisfied. Where does... Oh. No wonder there's a power shortage. They've only got 10 dooberries. Dooberries is a technical term. Oh, but I haven't got any in my inventory. Huh. We are apparently not making them. I wonder which step of the construction process has failed me there. Or did I just end up ripping up all of the stuff that was making them? No, it's right there. Why are you sad? You are sad because you don't have any of those. Why are you sad? Because you don't have any mirrors. Ah. Here's some. Right. Yes. The mirrors aren't being produced locally. They're being shipped. They're being shipped in, and by shipped in, I mean I'm picking them all up and filling up my inventory with them, and then bringing them over. Which is not the best way to do these sort of things. But it was, yeah, and as long as I bring over sort of a few hundred at a time, it's not too bad. Yeah. But yeah, they're being made up here, and I haven't sort of, yeah. One of the things I sort of want to do is set up a nice belt-driven space mall for all of this stuff. But there's so many different things go into all of these machines. It would just be an absolute mess, and it'd be absolutely enormous. But on the plus side, it wouldn't run out of stuff all the time. So, and it would be a lot quicker to produce things. So, it would be nice to have, but I haven't done it yet. 12, that's probably going to be enough. Maybe. It's enough for now, and while I... Oh. No, stop bumping into spaceships. It's enough for now to get this all up and running again, and then I can get some more if I need them later. It's not a terrible idea. Uh, I mean, having a Sushi Belt Space Mall would be absolutely fine until I try and build a supercomputer 3 and it says, yes, I'd like 1,000 blue circuits, please. And then 3 days later, they're still trickling through. There we go. How are we getting on up here? It's gone up since I did that. It was 800 before, now it's almost 16. It's almost double that. But these are now presumably they're running at 106. They're running at 2.5 times speed instead of nearly 2 times speed. That's not quite fast enough. That's not quite as much of an increase as I wanted, rather. I mean, I could do this. That. Now these are running at plus 340 times speed, plus 4. They're running at 4.5 times speed, which is pretty damn quick. They are using a lot of electricity, but there does seem to be enough here. It's probably a good thing I put those efficiency modules in. Also, this is conveniently helping chomp up the Duff memory cards, so that's a convenient bonus there. I hear a spaceship arriving. So yeah, if these are running at like 4.5 times speed, that's pretty good. I think we're probably going to be all right there. Given they're running at nearly double speed before, they're now running at more than twice the speed they were before. This is definitely going down. I think I'll put in a 4th supercomputer in there anyway, just for fun and decadence, because I think that'd be probably a good idea. Let's take one of those. I suppose the other option for that, instead of putting in a 4th computer, would be to put in a oops, there we go. Would be to put in all speed modules in this thing, and that'd make it a bit faster as well. No, I don't know why I'm doing all this by hand rather than automatically. No. Rather than by bot, but apparently I am. 600, yeah, that's going much better now. Although there is a train about to bring some more in. How far away is it? Very nearly here. No? No. Somewhere else. Miles away. But yeah, there's another train load about to be brought in. However, I have got this down to quite a low number before the train arrives. So I think that's probably going to be alright, especially now as it's running at 4.5 times speed, and I put in an extra machine as well. So yeah, probably alright. Power usage is high, but manageable. Okay, how's this doing? Okay, these are all running, so it is working. Yeah, as I said earlier, the this hasn't grown at all because it's running at exactly the same speed. The rest of them are probably gradually growing, but they're all running, so I'm happy with that. What have we got over here now? We've got that's almost two of the chests full, so we're nearly a third of the way. That's not too bad. Up here, no, down. This is still running at about the same sort of speed. We have a quantity, not a big quantity, but a quantity nonetheless, of the Vitamelange roast in there. So this is pumping through at the. Oh, this has got full enough that there's a train coming. So it's got to 1,000. Are these filling all the way up? I don't know because I'm in the wrong camera mode. But if I'm trying to fill these all the way up, that'd be a bit crazy. No, they're not. Okay, that's all right. They're filling up to 7 stacks, so it's a train's worth when they arrive. Okay, so that's good. That means there's enough for the train to come and pick them up. So that means I've produced about half of what needs to be produced in order for it to get to a sort of a You're right, I am. Presumably because I just ran out of them in my pockets and didn't notice. Yeah. Right. Okay, let's go over and sort that out. If there's if miss if in words, if I'm missing one there, then I'm probably missing them in a few other places as well. So let's get a stack of that, a stack of that. Ooh, we're running out of copper. But well, I say running out. Let's get to the point where another rocket is due soon. So that's absolutely fine. But yes, if I'm running out of, oh no, I don't need combinators for the depot station because I'm using the same one for all of them, so that's okay. Where have I put stations in? So I've put some in for the biological sciencey stuff. So let's drop in and program that up. That's down. Is this biological? Yes, it is. So that's no, a bit further down than this. Still further. A bit further still. Nope, that one was there before. So it's this one. Bonk. And this one. This one's got one. Okay. So it was here as I ran. This is possibly the only one that's missing. So this is why this is filling up very slowly. It's not done quite as well as I thought it has. Let's just get rid of that. So we haven't quite got to halfway there. Although, depending on what I've set the numbers to, it may be after that one's dropped off, it may be a while before I need any more. But it's still going to be a while of churning through the vitamelange at that rate. I didn't put any extra stations in up here. I don't know why I've come up here to check for combinators. All right, so those unload there. They go on. While I'm here, I'm going to watch this and just make sure these go to where I expect them to. Not I don't trust my my belt sushiing, but I just want to make sure. And while that's coming over, I'm going to have a look at my to-do list and see what else I want to think about. So space station, Kothar ship not running automatically. That I believe is now fixed. Let's see. Let's just check it is there and unloading and look. It looks normal. Yeah. So there's a load in it, and it's trying to unload. It's sat there. That's working. Okay. Tick that off. Asalia. There is nothing to do on Asalia. Pink accessory. Nothing to do there. Ganymede. I need to go out there and make that defensible at some point before I... No, not Ganymede. Ganymede's fine. I was thinking Tulip. Need to go out there. Defenses, pulverizer, centrifuge. So there's, yeah, a bit of stuff to do out on Tulip. Norvis seems to be okay. Kothar. I forgot to take a Spidertron there. Space station, tidying up the junk. I'm not going to do that on camera, on stream. Okay, so we've now got that in there. That's good. We're just waiting for the... waiting for the catalogues to arrive. And then we'll be done. And we'll be making the next tier of science packs. What is a little bit scary, actually, I've noticed here, is that it takes 4 pack 2s to make a pack 3, and presumably 2 pack 1s to make a pack 2. Why has it not got any pack 1s? Why hasn't it got any pack 1s? Oh, because it's full on the output, so it's not bothering to take any more in the input. That's why. Okay, fair enough. That always seems a bit weird to me. That they'll, if the output is full, they won't even load up the inputs to the point that they're supposed to be at in order for it to run once. Okay, so what shall I do next? I could head out to Tulip and build a massive wall around the entire area, probably laser powered, I suspect, because otherwise I'd have to ship ammunition out there, and we don't have a decent source of uranium on that planet, and flamethrowers as well. Oh, I see. Okay. What was I saying? So yeah, we can either head out to Tulip to put up some defences and to fix some of the issues there, or possibly more interestingly, I can look into having a one of these things, a space probe rocket silo here in Norvis orbit, and start launching space probes, start launching satellites, sorry, from here, in order to get these data things. What's it called? Satellite telemetries, in order to make the rocket science. That's going to need to be done at some point because I don't want to do it from Norvis anymore. Although if we look down on Norvis, we can see there's probably going to be quite a lot in the sort of in the cached on the belts. Here it is. This is the thing that's making it. So there's all of this in here. We've stopped making the rocket parts because I realised how much resource was being wasted by it. That was interesting. That's the spaceship docking clamp. Hadn't noticed that was part of the rocket silo before, or rather that the spaceship uses the rocket silo docking clamp as part of the part of its artwork. Yeah, so I've stopped making down here because I've realised it's much cheaper to make these up in space, and also if you just keep churning out rocket parts here, then you waste it, because if this gets full and you launch a rocket anyway, it's just wasted. So there's no urgency for this whatsoever, because I need to use up all of these first, and there's a lot of them because there's several hundred in here. That's presumably about 1,500, and then there's all the ones on this belt going all the way up here and round to the spaceship. So yeah, there's a load of those to get through before we actually need to bring anything else up. Before we need to actually start launching them from in space. However, I could see that as being a sort of a dry run for when I want to start launching the space probe rockets, which you launch from other locations in space. So, for example, for one of the train of thought, sorry, one of the inputs for Astro. There. Some of the right. Let's try this again within actually in English. So some of the later science packs, like this one, for example, requires, I can't read that. I think it says asteroid data at the bottom there for Astro Science 4, and then for Energy Science 4, I think it probably is. I can't click the right thing. Move the right diagram around. There we go. Energy Science 4 requires solar data, so you need to have a space station in solar orbit that's launching these these little probe rockets and going out and getting data from there, which I will then need to ship back here into my space station in order to turn that into something useful. So those are the complicated things for Astro and Energy, as far as I'm aware. Then for Bio, there's not really anything particularly complicated in there, except that it turns out you require core fragments, as Andrew is now pointing out, asking about that. So that's something I will need to produce. What's the fourth one? So it's bio, astro, material. What do you need for material that makes it difficult? That one. Okay, so nothing particularly difficult for material 4, except the sheer quantity of inputs, and you need all of the exotic materials here. So you just need to bring enormous quantities of different things into the system. We've got all the exotic materials down here. We've got the packs. We've got stone for making that. We've got low density structures. Just everything. You need everything to make it, basically. But other than that, it's not too. It doesn't require any particularly new techniques, I think. I will probably find that I'm wrong with my assumptions here, and we'll discover that it's significantly more complicated than that. Andrew, no, Tulip does not have a core miner. I haven't really been using core miners very much because of all of the byproducts you get from dealing with core fragments. So the other thing I've been considering doing is heading out to other planets and setting up core mining. Now this is going to be probably a multi-step process. I guess what I probably want to do would be set up the so for anyone who hasn't played as much space exploration as probably everybody who's watching, if we're being quite honest here, when you dig up the core samples on other planets, you get something like this one, for example, a holmanite fragment, which when you crush it, you get holmanite out of it, but you get generic core fragments and apparently stone as well. So yay! And then you crush the generic core fragments, and you get all of these things out of it. So my plan at one point was to have core miners set up on all of the planets I could get to, digging up the core fragments, loading them into spaceships, and then sending them off to a centralized processing area that would crush them all up and just deal with all of the different products in one place. Um, that was Plan A, and yeah, it would probably work. But it would be an enormous amount of extra building because on all of the remote planets that are producing the exotic materials, I've set up huge processing areas. So if we go off and look at Kothar, for example, we've got we've got all of this stuff set up here. And actually, this is one of the smaller ones, I think. We've got this big processing area here that's just there for taking in holmanite and turning it into holmium. So we'd need to replicate this on wherever I was doing the processing. So this would be an absolutely enormous job, but it would bring everything together into one place, and you never know. Maybe we'd find out I'm getting through all of the resources in a suitably balanced way that it would just work. More likely, I'd have to top it up with some mines and things as well, or bringing in specific resources, specific ores, probably copper, because it usually is copper that you use far too much of. So the sort of the in-between thing that occurred to me is I could have all of those core miners out on these planets like Kothar, but instead of just dumping the core, instead of taking the core fragments away to be processed elsewhere, I could do the first step of the processing on these planets. So I'd take in for Kothar, I'd take in the iridite core fragments, I'd crush them here. The iridite and the stone would just go into the processing facility here. So we dump the iridite in onto these belts as a priority over the stuff that's coming from the mines, and then the stone would go onto whichever of these belts is disposing of it, which I think turns it into glass to ship off wherever. Um, and then we'd put the core fragments into a spaceship, and then we just ship those to somewhere else, probably, well, potentially Norvis. Norvis has the advantage that we've got this facility already set up where it's being crushed, being sorted, and then being trained out appropriately, which is convenient. And it's also where it's where all of these basic ingredients are being made at the moment. So my entire infrastructure relies on there being a supply of these here. So we're smelting all of the ores here. We're then shipping them up to the space station from here as required. We're turning them into circuits over here. All that sort of stuff is already built up and running here on Norvis quite happily. So this is the obvious place to bring it in, and I could just dump it in. I could have the core fragments being brought in here. I could get rid of some of these drills so they run a bit more efficiently, and then just whack a blue belt's worth of the core fragments up the middle here, and it would just fit into all of this. And this could all be upgraded to blue belts as well, and we've got the stations and so on. And maybe that would just work. I might need to put more belts in or something to increase the throughput capacity, because as it is, it's kind of maxed out in some places, I think. Actually, maybe it isn't. No, these belts are fairly full as they go in, but then they get split out quite quickly. So yeah, if we upgraded all this to blue, then we'd have a massive supply, more quantity available of this. So I think that's probably quite a good way to do it. The downside of this is that launching from Norvis is expensive in fuel because Norvis is quite a big planet. So another possibility would be to replicate all of this bit. So the core sample crushing, sorting, smelting, and then rockets taking it off to places on another planet, a smaller planet. And we've got Greenleaf, which is tiny. We've got Salia, which is tiny and kind of full, actually. I mean, there isn't. Well, I say full. It's not full. I could build a big processing facility here, probably, or down here, or here, so that there is a fair amount of space available here. That is a possibility. What does Greenleaf look like? I assume it's going to be there we go. I assume it's going to be a Vitamelange planet with a name like Greenleaf. And there's a fair amount of space here, I suppose. It's quite a lot of coal, actually. Maybe that's where the green leaves went rather than. um. I mean, that's not a bad chunk of area, to be honest. I could possibly do it on green, but I think I'm leaning towards Norvis nonetheless, despite what I was saying, because of the ease of because all the processing is still there is there already. Oh, it's an Iridium planet. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a Vita planet. I didn't actually look. I just went to it. No, it's a coal planet apparently. So uh, I don't really need coal in particularly enormous quantities. So I think what I'll probably do, yeah, I think what I would do is ignore that planet. What I will do is I will head out to all of the remote planets with my construction ship, all the ones that have got these sort of that are suitable for core mining. I might even go back to Myokin actually, get some vulcanite coming from there. That'd be quite nice. Then I can get so all of these Myokin, Tulip, Henkaseswi, Frost. Oh, Frost. I will only get Cryonite. I won't get Beryllium. I need to find a Beryllium planet. So maybe Noctis. Maybe I'll have to go to Noctis as well, but that's a dangerous one. It's got like 3% threat rating. um. Oh, okay. I'll check that out as well. Um. Yeah. So I'll need to go out to this one as well. But I think that should be manageable. 3% biters I should be able to deal with, especially if all I'm setting up is a tiny little area that's going to produce uh a train of thought. This is just going to produce ore fragments and then launch them off into space to be dealt with elsewhere. That should be fairly easy. Maybe I could even take the ore fragments to Frost to be dealt with. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. It's just occurred to me I've not checked things like are these actually is this actually a oh that's a planet around Electra, so I don't want to go there. That's so far away. All right, let's have another look. All the ones around Calidus. How am I filtering this? So I'm including planets. I'm not including orbits. I'm including right. Okay. So let's include planets, or I'm going to confuse myself. Right. So these are the ones that are around Calidus. So these are the ones that you can get to reasonably sensibly with a spaceship without it taking forever. And there is no beryllium planet here. Great. There is a beryllium asteroid field. Actually, it's not the end of the world. I can just leave the beryllium being dug up by miners as normal. This is more to provide the other. Well, so there's two reasons. There's two reasons I want to do this. One is to provide the other materials, things like the miscellaneous ones, things like iron and copper and so on, which are being dug up on Norvis, where I'm depleting the patches on Norvis at an alarming rate. So having the ones that go on forever would be quite useful. The other Um, and the other reason is just to have an infinite supply of everything, which is always going to be nice. So, yeah. I think, I think the answer is to go out to all of the planets all the planets where I've already got sites set up on, and get the and just get that process, get the core mining up and running, and decide how many core mining drills I want to put on them there as well. Oh, is there? Star map. Show resources. There is. It's quite kind of tiny. Um, yeah. So but also from the Universe Explorer, it shows you the primary things, and these primary things are the ones that you'll get dug up if you have a core mining drill on there. So I'm not going to get even though Frost has plenty of beryllium or beryl on it. I'm not actually going to get decent amount. I'm not going to get any of it from core mining. In fact, let's have a quick look at this. How are we getting on with? Okay, this does seem to all be absolutely fine. The beryllium is being produced more than fast enough because and you can tell because this belt has stopped. Ice, on the other hand, well, it's being produced pretty quickly, but it's not being produced quite as fast as. Well, actually, it's hard to say. If a rocket has just taken off, this entire belt would drain into the rocket very, very quickly. So, I don't know. Let's have a look back up here. How's my ice supply up here? Okay, that's pretty good. There's 87,000 in there. I think ice is actually okay. Right. So I feel that 10 past 10 is not the right time to start an epic new plan like this. Um, so I'll just have a bit of a look at Tulip and think about things a bit more rather than actually starting to do it. So what we're going to have on, well, maybe yeah, you set up on Tulip first. Just I don't know why, because it's a planet. There's no real reason. I don't know, because it's one I've been talking about visiting anyway for reasons of producing more vitamelange. Where is my? Oh, here we go. Here's my big vitamelange processing facility. Right. Okay. So yeah, and there's a couple of pulverizers missing up here, and a oil refinery. Although that doesn't seem to actually matter. So what I would do up here, what I would do if I came here, would be to drop down some core mining drills somewhere around here, probably, um, and then have a facility, then have some crushers, dump all of the vitamelange down onto these belts so it gets processed first, and then have and the stone would presumably go into. We're not dealing with stone on here yet. Okay, maybe I put that in the rocket as well. I don't know. And then yeah, we'd have a spaceship that would land here, fill up with core samples, and take them all off back down to Norvist for processing. That seems fairly straightforward. Now the other thing is thinking about defending this place, because I wasn't really thinking about that when I first came here. I guess I'd need a wall coming across like that, another one across like that, maybe, then one that comes around here and across there, and round here as well to defend that area, or maybe just a thing around that. So even if you're shooting down all of the asteroids because you've got meteors, sorry, because you've got a decent number of defense guns, do the biters still get through? Do they? That's a bit of a pain because I've only got 6 here, so there would be a few meteorites getting through. Hmm. Maybe I should put more defenses in. I don't know. Yeah. So I think that's a. I don't know. I don't know whether that's the next thing I want to do. The next thing I want to do, or whether I want to. Oh, I don't really want to scan the entire planet. It just make my save games too big. Okay, so as long as I keep my meteorite defenses up, should be mostly okay. 6, I remember, is not enough guns for that though. 6 will allow occasional ones through. uh, Although if it's only occasional ones, I might be able to just come out here and zap the biters every so often when they need it anyway. But I'd rather not rely on something like that. Okay, so I think actually, despite having, I don't know, I'm kind of torn. It's a big meaty project. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not quite sure. um, Something to get my metaphorical teeth into. Um, oh yeah, energy beaming would be nice. I haven't got it yet, but it would be nice. Um, Energy beams, where's that in research? Beam. Oh, it's within reach now. I could make that. Nice. All right, let's put that next on the list. Since I'm ripping through this one, the spaceship structural integrity. So I'm gonna be able to make some really big spaceships now. Okay, so actually, it's occurred to me what I should be doing is putting in an additional station rather than trying to tap into these belts that are going in here. Let's use the infrastructure we've already got. Let's build up another Vitamelange pickup station and give it a really high priority. I think that's probably I think that's a better way of doing it than just trying to tap into that. Okay, so that's good. That's a better plan there. And actually building these up isn't going to be too difficult. My biggest concern with this is that I might not have enough core fragments coming through to keep everything running. I might um, I might end up finding that I use so much copper, for example, that even with mining drills on all of these planets, I still end up with not enough of it. But then I suppose the answer to that is to go out to a copper planet like Girofan, um, which only has 3% biter threat. That's not too bad. And start mining core fragments on there, and then we'd have massive quantities of copper coming out as well. So yeah, that's definitely workable. Right, I think I have the makings of a plan. Um, let's. Maybe I'll nip off and start. No, I think given that it's 10:15 and I'm kind of tired, I'm going to call this an episode at this point. Call this the end of the stream. I've got two big things I want to do now, so I'm going to put them on my to-do list. Let's see. So there's set up core mining everywhere. Actually, let's change to core processing, and that needs me to do core mining everywhere. Spaceship logistics. So what I'm probably going to do is have a separate spaceship going out to each planet, but have them all land in exactly the same place on Norvis, and that means they'll just then queue up in orbit, land, empty, take off again. Core processing on Norvis from spaceships, and also, oops, core processing on remote planets, and that should be up there. That's probably before spaceships. Click that. Yeah, I think that's it's a massive it's a massive simplification taking it down to those 4 steps, but that's basically what I want to do. Next thing is asteroid field outpost. So I'll need power supply, solar, because one of the asteroid fields is nice and close, so that's okay. Then we're going to need space probe launch infrastructure and space probe data logistics. What I'll probably do here, now that I've started using spaceships everywhere, I'll use the spaceship to take all of the stuff out to the space station, the asteroid field outpost, that's needed to make the probes, or maybe I'll actually take the actual probes out in the spaceship itself, and then I'll use the spaceship to fly it all back again. So that was a silly thing to search for. Probe. Right, so we have the space probe rocket, which takes 15 cargo rocket sections, which I've got a huge supply of already. Solid rocket fuel. So I could take beryllium, holmium, plastic, and iridium out there. That would be fairly easy to do. I could have another sort of general purpose rocket like the one that brings stuff up from Norvis to space station. This one could be another one that just ferries the stuff on from the space station. The problem with taking it from the space station is I would then be reliant on logistics bots or LTN trains. I could do LTN trains, that might be better. How would I get the rocket fuel? The rocket fuel would be a bit of a problem with that, though. Also, the rocket sections. Maybe the best answer... no, the best answer... I can't bring a separate rocket up from Norvis with all the stuff that's needed, because I don't really have proper supplies of the exotic materials on Norvis. So it kind of has to go from the space station, I think. But I don't, yeah, as I say, I don't really want to use logistics bots to carry all that stuff around. But there's no rocket fuel, solid rocket fuel but there could be. I mean, there's no reason why I couldn't get solid rocket fuel into the space station logistics system. So yeah, maybe I'll just do that. Do it that way. Presumably you put the space probe rocket into the space probe launch pad, and it launches, and then it spits. And you need to put an asteroid belt probe in there as well. Okay. That makes more sense. That requires a load of difficult stuff as well. Okay, this is going to be yeah, a buffer chest on a spaceship was was kind of my thought. Although I actually hadn't. Well, no, buffer chest on a spaceship wasn't my thought. If I'm being honest, I was planning to load it up by belt as I am with the one down on Norvis. However, a buffer chest does make sense. The problem with that, again, is it's meaning you're loading everything in through the logistics network, and my logistics network in space is not that good because it doesn't have a huge number of robots in it, because the robots keep crashing and blowing up. And I sort of have been trying not to use it. Yeah, I mean, all of this stuff could be shipped out. Rocket control units, so yeah, I've got them. Uranium fuel cells I haven't got. That's the slightly annoying thing, but I'd need to put in some infrastructure on Norvis to get that. Although I haven't got 238 up there either, so I do keep needing these for things, so I do want to start bringing them up from Norvis. Um, I think what I might do is the bulk stuff, things like and the stuff that's already on the logistics network. So data cards, beryllium, low density structures, solid rocket fuel eventually once I've done that, rocket and such like holmium, plastic, iridium, and so on. I'll get that. I'll get that brought in by train and load it onto the rocket by belts using the sort of the standard. If there is less than on coming on the signal, then put some more in, and you'll get about the right sort of numbers coming through. So that's going to be fairly straightforward. The more complicated things that are needed in smaller quantities, like these cargo rocket sections, I might do those. Yeah, I'll probably do those through the logistics system, I think. Right. I see what you mean. So they're an expensive thing that you do care about. So it's the cargo rocket sections and the fuel cells, rocket control units, and solar panels that would be being done by logistics. So that's not so bad. This is probably manageable. Let's have a look, a bit of a look and think about this. Right. So I need to have an area that is convenient for the logistics network. So that means probably around here somewhere. Reasonably convenient for the rail network. Oh, but I need the spaceship fueling system as well. So perhaps here is a good place for this spaceship. And I'll probably fly it manually, I think, because, or maybe I won't. I probably won't do it manually, at least not for very long. So yeah, we'll have a system. There's no room for railway stations up here, though. Who designed this base, honestly? If I get rid of all these solar panels and put in a few more of the good ones down here, then that'll free up a load of space over here. Um, or maybe I should just be doing this somewhere else. Maybe the refueling should be done somewhere else. Yeah, that was my thought, Tristan. That they get you you get a single lot, you get them in such large quantities. I imagine they probably stack really high, like these things probably do. No, these only stack to 50, but that's still 25,000. Yeah, 25,000 if I bring one of my standard cargo ships in full of them. Hmm. So basically what I want to have, um, 2 probes of cargo wagon, right? Yeah, it's true. So I could build. Yeah, so I suppose yes. Here I could build up the FNEO. No, not that one. I could, but yes, I could build up a dozen rockets or something like that here, where I've got on, and then put them into the spaceship, and then build up a dozen or whatever of these, and then ship them all out together. Yeah, that's true. Rather than building them on site. That makes sense, especially if what's the star probe? Star probe is similar but not the same, so I could make that in the same sort of area. Interstellar probe, again, similar. So yeah, there's some sense in that. So I guess what I'll do is set up. This is going to be another specialist train, which is slightly annoying. If I set up another one of my little outposty things, perhaps over here, yeah, over here somewhere, because that's where I've got to, which will call in the things that are on the bus for all of these things. So um, rocket fuel I intend to get being produced in quantity and maybe shipped up. I don't know. Maybe I should ship that up from Asalia, since I'm making lots of rocket fuel there. The parts for this, which is those lots of beryllium, lots of beryllium and low density structures. That's fine. That could be flat solar panels. Oh yeah, I can get mirrors shipped in. Solar panels are just. How do you make a solar panel? Not from a, no, you don't make it from a space capsule. Here we go. Those things I can get shipped in. Yeah, that's fine. Let's start making as many of these things as I can over here in a little outpost thing to build up to the asteroid probes and the rockets as well. I can get the rocket parts. I can split them off from here, I think, because these ones are ones. The only reason we'd launch them from a rocket from here is because we've got too many of them, and we want to get rid of them. So yeah, I could prioritize this to put it into. Well, the Iridium one would be a good one, wouldn't it? Because that's supposedly we're going to stop using that fairly soon. I don't know how. There's 2,000 left in there. That can't be. That's not going to last very long. So if we dump all of the rocket parts into here, into here, then we can get them picked up by train as well. So that's gonna work. And then all the rest of this is pretty straightforward stuff. Now the question is, then we've got a spaceship that's actually this spaceship is going to use no rocket fuel at all. It's only going to use ion stream because it's never going to land on a planet. So then once we've got that, we can refuel it either here or maybe have another ion stream production over there on the other thing as well. Load that up with a relatively small number of the probe rockets and probes, and then fly it off to parts unknown. In fact, we could even fit it with probe rockets and asteroid belt probes and star probes, and then it could do a sort of a round trip. It could fly off to the asteroid base, unload a certain number there, then fly off to the star base and unload there as well. Yeah, I think that has some potential. Okay, let's not make a real start on that, but at least put some stuff down. So I'm going to need some more. I'm going to need quite a lot of this, like that. I'm going to need. I've got 3,000 of that. I'm going to need all of the solar panels, which I've got already. Have you run out of mirrors? No, you've run out of. If you run out of mirrors, you have run out of mirrors. Okay. Well, we'll be making them somewhere else in the future anyway, so that'll be nice. So my normal startup system has all this coolant stuff in. I don't need any of that. I just want a power station and a bulk unloading station like that. So let's see if I switch over to nav mode for now, and zip out over here. Let's keep these the same distance apart. because that makes it nice and easy. And it feels nice. And that's all pre-designed anyway. Oh, the data cards that we're bringing back, you mean, from the rockets, because the data cards are made into the probes, aren't they? That's a fair point. That's okay. My spaceships do have a lot of storage space in them, and I've now had several more steps of what do you call it? Um, spaceship structural integrity research done, so I can make them quite a lot bigger as well without having any problems from that. So I think, yeah, if I put in, maybe the best way to do this would be to have three separate warehouses, or two warehouses and a like a warehouse but smaller. um, for the in the spaceship, and use the smaller thing, strong box or whatever it's called, for the rocket parts, the parts I'm taking out with me, and then just fill up fill up the two warehouses to bring them back, and then unload as much as I can into the at this end, and then when either of them empties, then the ship goes out for another round trip. True, but it's but all I'm going to be using is ion stream, and that goes a very, very long way. Travel time I don't care about, because this an automated spaceship. Who cares how long it takes? As long as it gets out and gets back before we run out of whatever the resource is, it doesn't matter. Oop. Oh, I've run out of rails. That was me thinking I'd got an enormous quantity of them. It's going to go forever. Okay. Let's put down a solar field anyway. And let's just try and use this asteroid a bit. Because it's there. So, I feel like I might as well. How many of these do I have? 38. That's quite a lot. Oh, you move faster on asteroid rock than you do on scaffold. It's interesting. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but I hadn't realised. I'll put that there. Right, we have power. Don't have enough rail though, so that's yeah, that's going to be my first thing I need to go and do is get some more rail so I can actually finish this bit off. Then I can have one of the drop-offs. Actually, let's plan this a little bit actually first. So yeah, sure, we'll do that and that just to get that sketched in. Right, so we're going to need a standard drop-off station, let's not use that one because that is a funny one. I want it to be one of the LTN-y ones. This will do. It's like 1,000 to go into each probe. Now, granted, yes, you'll get a huge amount of data out of that, but that's still a lot. I did see the message though. If it was the one about massively overestimating how many data cards I'd use, and yes, whilst I can sort of see that, but I still think I'll. Oh, I didn't do the thing. Yeah, I won't use as many. I won't use. It's going to take 1,000 data cards per probe that I build, so that is quite a lot. But yeah, I accept the probes do go an extremely long way. Where's the... There it is. Don't summon those. Don't want them. Right. So let's have a... Let's start off with the space probe rocket. So that takes cargo rocket sections. I can't open that and this at the same time, can I? No. That'd be far too helpful. Cargo rocket sections. I should bring them in stacked, really, but I don't care. And they... minus 40, I think. That's true. Yeah. I think I've got over the shortage of memory cards problem now, though. So hopefully that's not going to matter. Yeah, that's a good point, though. Rocket sections, rocket fuel, and basically everything else. Rocket fuel, rocket fuel, rocket fuel, rocket fuel, rocket fuel. And basically all of the other exotic materials. So I need holmium. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need iridium. And I need plastic, which isn't that exotic a material, but I need it anyway. So that's 6 things. Let's see how I get on with that, and then probably need to call up a new station fairly soon anyway. Then I don't need that, or I don't need those, but I do need all of the... Well, I'll keep that one because it's got the signal on it. That's handy. Yes, that's true. I shall try and limit my the number of probes I make to like 10 or so, I think, for the sake of sanity and yeah, as you say, not just plundering all of my resources of absolutely everything. Holmium and iridium. Iridium. And then plastic. What was the other one? Oh yeah, rocket parts. Rocket. There. That's a nice starting point, I think. And from here, because I know I'm going to put in at least one more station at some point, because this isn't remotely close to the number of things I'm going to need. Let's push this out quite a long way. Start my bus here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5, isn't it? Yeah, for underground belts in space. No, 6. Really? Right. Okay. 6, including the last one. That's very unhelpful. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want to just start building at this point, or I haven't got the assembly. Oh, so I have got the assembly machines. No, I think what I'm going to call the episode here because it's like 20 to 11 now, so it's nearly bedtime, and it's been a busy week already. And this is going to give me a chance to go away and sort of make some sketches of the ingredients required to go into these probes and so on, and work backwards from there and decide how I'm going to do this. I'm going to need an additional train of sort of a specialist train that's going to bring in the weird stuff that's going to be needed in smaller quantities. So. Available in smaller quantities. Maybe the cargo rocket section should be on that train, actually. I don't know. I can get those on without too much difficulty. Like rocket control units, and uranium fuel cells. Excuse me. Actually, that's about it. There's not too many weird things in there. But yeah, those two things are going to be brought in kind of individually from the from the uh, from the logistics network at the other end. So I want to do them in a slightly special way. Solid rocket fuel, I could do like that as well. We'll see how easy it is to get that onto the network. And then I might as well look at these as well. Heat shields are in that sort of thing, that sort of category as well. The rest of it I can probably build up over here. Right. I think that's a reasonable start. I've not put a huge amount down and actually built it, but I've done a bit of thinking about it, a bit of planning as to how I'm going to try and get this all together. So I think this is quite a nice way to sort of. Yes, I am aware it's rocket control units. I already have. For some reason, I've been bringing rocket control units up as part of my standard shopping list. So if we look at where is it? Here they are. These things. For some reason, that's the satellite telemetry, rocket control units. They were on the shopping list because I brought a load up here and then thought, what? Maybe I thought, why am I bringing them up here and stopped? But yeah, there's a load of them up here. There we go. There's 104 up here at the moment. I think maybe I did need them for something. So what I plan to do is just bring them up in larger quantities. Let's look at the actual just full logistics network. Yeah, I've got 783 of them up here, so that'll go a certain way for this. And if I put them on the shopping list, then I can bring more up without too much difficulty, and then get them loaded onto a specialist train from here and bring them over. So this will be another one a bit like this, except it'll have some chests that are loaded by the logistics bots, and then we'll just and again have the same sort of specific. What's the term I'm looking for? Where you fix what each square in the wagon is allowed to transport, and so we can take those half a dozen things over and unload them in the same sort of way. So I think that'll work quite nicely. I think I may well do that with rocket fuel. No, it was way before Spidertron. It might have. I think it was one of the. I thought it was one of the one of the buildings that required them, but let's find out actually. So they are used for atomic bombs. It's not that. Well, no, 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 no. None of these things were things I was building. Okay, no, I don't know. I suspect. Look, having just gone through all of those and not found them, I think I was probably actually bringing them up by mistake, which is a little embarrassing. Um, hmm. Oh, made in. Okay. Um, yeah, I think I was bringing them up by mistake because I brought them. I brought a load of them up instead of the satellite telemetry things, and they've just been up here ever since. So yeah, never mind. But I'll start bringing them up deliberately now, loading them into a train, which can come off here and then get back onto wherever. I don't care. It's easy enough to fit it in down here somewhere. And that will take over. Yeah, I think I'll probably do rocket fuel from that as well because I am bringing rocket fuel up. It is on the shopping list. I'm sure I saw it. Yeah, there we go. 1,000 of them at a time, or up to keep it up at 1,000. So if I add that on there, that can be rocket fuel, control parts. So actually, I won't do this here. I won't do rocket. I could do rocket sections. I don't know. They're so big and bulky and weird. I feel like I probably should, but I also I don't know. No, let's bring them over by LTN train. That shouldn't be too hard. But this one I won't do like that way. So that leaves a slot for something else, and then I'll have another station, as I said, for the train of silly little things, and we'll go from there. While I think of it, actually, I'm going to head back over, and I'm going to divert the rocket parts to go into a warehouse so that they can get picked up by a train. I'm also going to take all of the iridium out of the warehouse that's still holding a little bit of it and put it into the spaceship to get it out of the way so that I can start using that one for iridium. Where is it? Here we go. So if this one, there's so little of it left. If I do that, and pull up that. Boonk. And then put it in there, where it doesn't fit, of course, because that'd be helpful. Damn it. That's not supposed to be completely full. It's supposed to be slightly less than full because it's pumped some out into... In fact, why is that completely full? That's very strange. It shouldn't be in that position, because when it flies up, when it should leave when it's completely empty, and then yes, granted, it'll come back completely full, but it'll then unload at least a little bit onto here. That makes me think it's flown off and flown back when it shouldn't have done for some reason, which is a bit disconcerting. Okay, well, let's dump this iridium here for now because I don't know where to put it. The station should be set up. Yes, it should just have a low priority on it. Yeah, so the next iridium requiring train should come here. Right, these should therefore be rocket parts. Like that. And over here, right. Priority to the right. Only rocket parts to the right. Now I have to wind another belt through along here, which is a horrible, horrible mess, but never mind. What I should actually be doing... Oh, here's a better idea. Let's do it here, because it's closer. And I can just, that way I can just run this straight across here. And now these will be the rocket part, rocket part, rocket part, rocket part, rocket part. This is already empty, which is convenient. This should also therefore be rocket parts. And I need to empty these grabbers. There we go. That can go into here, I suppose. And just be unloaded with all the rest of it. Okay, so we've got all the rocket miscellanea will come out of any rockets that land. It'll flow into here, and then by priority it'll go around this way instead. So all of this... It's not nothing's going to happen until some rockets start to arrive, but we get through resources quickly enough that I don't think it's going to be all that long. So I think this should be okay. I'm just annoyed by this inventory, not inventory, but the big pile of iridium I had to dump in here. But never mind, we'll deal with that later. Or alternatively, we won't, and it'll just languish there forever. But at least it's in almost the right place. So when I remember it, it'll be nice and easy to tidy it up. Okay, that's that done. I think, right, I've said this about 4 times now. Oh, let's check the... I was going to say I said it 4 times at the end of the stream, but no. What do we need here to make more of this stuff? We need more energy catalog 1s. Okay, let's go and get some of that. Then I think I really will call it an end of the stream. Although we'll see. Up. This is energy, isn't it? Yes. So energy catalog 1s come from here. Let's just take like 50. Because it's 1 turns into like 100 space rail, I think. So it's not. It goes a long way. Put it that way. Pretty sure. That's down here. There we go. Yeah, 1 energy catalog makes 100 space rails. So that definitely goes a long way. Right. So, thank you for watching. I think this has been a pretty good stream, actually. I've bashed my head against a few things, admittedly, but I managed to get this Biocatalogs 3 being made. Biocatalog 3 pickup. What's getting destroyed? Is it Myokin? No. What? Why is that stuff getting destroyed on Norvis? That's not supposed to happen. Oh, a meteorite got through. That's really not supposed to happen. Why are my meteorite defenses? I mean, that must be a 1 in a million large number. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 14 meteor defense installations here. And still a meteor got through. That's ridiculous. 14. Where's that? Where's that graph I made ages ago? It tells me how many meteorites. How, right, according to my calculations from ages ago, I don't know. I don't know if you're watching the series back then, but if you've got 14 of these guns, power blip seems unlikely. And if you look, they're all recharging, so that looks to me like they all fired. If you've got 14 guns, it should be a 0.0001 chance of a hit. I think. Yeah, I mean, I guess it can happen. It's just so phenomenally unlikely. I'm I'm not sure how my maths was working here. Um, oh no, the chance of. So I'll show you guys. We'll see if anyone. There we go. That was the I created that for an episode a very very long time ago when I got hit by when I was trying to work out the chance of me being how many guns I needed to have a decent chance of defending against meteorites basically. Um, but I can't remember what the number. I mean, the numbers don't look right. I mean, oh, this probability of a hit. Right. Okay. So the probability of a hit is zero point zero 0.02 is 0.0 is 2%. No. What? Oh, that's how no, that's how many meteors come in. Perhaps. That isn't telling me quite what I hoped it would, if I'm being honest. I think that's the yeah. So yeah, that looks like I think. Oh yeah. All right. Let's. It doesn't tell me. It's just. Oop. The yeah the history is just full of trains that have failed. So yeah, I think the diagram here is for how many is for with 6 guns. What's the probability of having that many meteors or more, and therefore one getting through? So I'd need to redo it all for more guns. Anyway, I'll worry about that another time. Now I've got some rails. Let's only make 1,000 though. More than that seems a bit excessive. So I'll go and slap those down, and then I really will call it call it an end. Many numbers. Yeah, I think now look at it again. I think that was the probability of defending or getting or a hit getting through if you had 6 guns for various different numbers of meteorites. Right, nice. And let's put one of those there as well. Okay, so thank you for watching. This has been Laurence Plays Factorio Space Exploration. Nearly said Angel Bobs. No, that was years ago, literally. So down here we've got so today's stream. Yes, we've produced lots and lots of biological catalogues. We've now got up to 1.3 thousand of them in there. That's pretty good. Yeah, that was my thought. I reckon it looked like they'd all fired to me. And then I also expanded out the amount of bio whatever this is that we're making in an attempt to try and get enough of that up to the station. And then as the next part of that, I built up the Bioscience 3 production facilities. And interestingly, even though we've got 1.3 thousand, apparently that's not quite enough to No, 1.3 thousand isn't remotely enough. It needs to be about 2100 or 2400, 2200, something like that, to bring a train up. So we haven't quite got enough of the catalogues made yet, but that is being done, and eventually the catalogues will be brought up here, and then we'll start having Bioscience 3. So that is ticking over. That's working quite nicely. Spaceship Structural Integrity 6, still not finished. Let's have a look at why. Okay, this science lab is a sciencing. Are we short of anything? Therefore, that's... What's the bottom of... What's the other half of that one? No, that's Astro 4. We've got Astro 1, 2, 3. We seem to have a... Yeah, it looks like we've run out of Astro 3, and that's why this is running slowly. So that's something to investigate, probably next time, but I'll have a quick look now, see what's going on here. Astro 3 is idle because Astro 2 is... Ooh, because we run out... We're not making beryllium poles fast enough. So this is another one where I need to come in and put in better machines here, or speed modules or something like that. So, alright, I'll do that as well. I've still got some speed modules. Up here? Yeah. There we go. So that'll help with the getting the Astro Science 3 being made, because all of the real inputs for it are nice and full. It's just we're not making it fast enough. And then I had a bit of a flight of fancy around the solar system, and nerd about what sort of things I've been making and what I'd like to do next. So the next thing I think is going to be to head off to the asteroid belt around Calidus, the first Calidus asteroid belt here, this one, which happens to be a beryllium asteroid belt, which is sort of nice. But mostly because this one has 172% power effectiveness, which is less than Norvis Orbit, I suspect, because Norvis is further in. Norvis Orbit, yes, 466. So I'm going to need about twice as many solar panels as I'm used to from up here. But it's not too bad. We're still going to get a decent amount of power from there. It's not like Calidus Asteroid Belt 2 further out, which is way down to 20%. I don't really fancy trying to generate power out there. So we'll be going out to Calidus Asteroid Belt 2 and starting to try and launch asteroid probes from there. The next big project after that is going to be heading out and doing core mining on basically every planet I've been to. So except to get Ganymede. Let's not go to Ganymede. It's a silly place. It's a very, very long way away. All the rest of them, though, I shall go out, start doing core mining on those, and then we'll start shipping all of the core fragments into Norvist as a central location where they can all be beaten up and turned into all of the iron and the copper and the vulcanite and all those other sort of things that we need in massive quantities. So that's that's plenty for me to be getting on with over the next few weeks, I think. I don't know how long this is going to take, but it's something I'm kind of looking forward to. And as always, we'll carry on sort of picking away at the science. We've got we're going out to get the satellite data now, which will allow me to do Astro 3 and Energy 3 when I get the Sun data as well. So I'll do both of those in more or less the same way. So probably more or less in parallel. Then we need to think about Material Science 4, which is a massive quantity of inputs. But other than that, doesn't look too difficult. Those may be famous last words. I may realise I'm completely out when I say that, but it doesn't look too bad. And then there's Bio 4, which again doesn't look. Sorry, in fact, you know what? Let's have the diagrams come up for this. So we've got the Energy 4, which requires the solar data. So we need to go out into the orbit around the sun to pick up these data cards from down here and start launching satellites for that. We've got Astro. I tried to turn that one off, but it didn't go away. We've got Astro, which requires me to go out to an asteroid belt and start launching probes from there to get this science pack. So that's again not too difficult, but does require me to go off to those asteroid belts. Bio. This is an interesting one because this is going to require. Didn't I say this was going to require? Oh yeah, okay. So this one isn't mostly. It's not too bad. The problem with this, mostly this isn't too bad. The only real difficulty with this is I discovered that it's going to require Vitamelange core fragments in order to make the actual science packs themselves. So that's going to be another thing I'm going to need to spaceship up here, and that's another reason to start thinking about core mining. And then what was the other one? Bio and material. There we go. This one again, not too difficult. It just requires enormous numbers of different inputs. So yeah, it's sort of what you expect with material. No doubt it's going to produce enormous quantities of scrap as well. So we'll see how the system copes with all of that, and we'll just churn through it and see how it goes. Um, so yeah, and I think I want to sort of do both of those in parallel. I want to go off and get the do carry on doing the more advanced science types, but also head off and do the core mining as well, because I think that's going to be fun and interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. And then once that's done, then we can go off and start looking at the deep space sciences, all of these things, and that's going to be I don't know. I'm not even going to look. I'm going to save that excitement and pleasure for later. So I hope you've enjoyed the stream. As I said, I think it's been quite a good one today, even if it maybe got off to a slightly odd start, but it's gone generally gone fairly well. So as always, I'll be back this same time next week, next Tuesday, for another space exploration stream, and then we'll but don't forget to drop in on Thursdays as well, when we're doing the Industrial Revolution stream. That's me and a handful of friends going around and trying to sort of drag our way. Well, we've dragged our way out of the Stone Age. We've got into the Iron and Steel Age now, and things are going fairly well. We just seem to spend a lot of time throwing large numbers of mics at the biters, but we do eventually seem to get a certain amount of a certain amount of territory claimed. And then there's the GTA videos. They're just on the YouTube channel. They're not live streams. They're just videos so there's a bit more editing goes into those. And they're good fun. I'd recommend giving them a shot. There's lots of sort of excitement. Same group of friends, but this time they're all out trying to kill me because well, it makes a change. It makes a change from us being killed by the biters, I suppose. Right. So as always, sorry, Captain Mola. Yes, I'm afraid I'm about to finish. I've been going for about 3.5 hours now, so it's about that sort of time. Um, the images and diagrams, I've made them myself. I pulled the graphics files out of the space exploration and Factorio in general, and then just threw them together in Inkscape. I feel it gives a nice sort of extra bit of a bit of an impression of what's going on. Yeah, so as I say, lots of other things on the channel to enjoy. And good night, everyone, and thanks for watching.